आई स्वेयर मुझे हंसी आ रही है भाई. मतलब आई कैन नॉट बिलीव इट आई जस्ट कैन नॉट बिलीव इट डजंट स्टॉप. टॉड बर्ली भाई, टॉड बर्ली इकबाली जो भी बोलो भाई, मतलब क्लियरली कैपिटल. व्हाट आर यू अप टू? व्हाट आर यू अप टू? क्रेजी. हमने सीखा नहीं. 98 मिलियन लुकाकू, हम सब जानते क्या हुआ था. वॉट एवर डॉट बॉय, लाइक आई डोंट रियली केयर ब्रो, जस्ट टेक द बॉल. यार आ बॉल और स्टेडियम के बाहर छक्का मारा. और वो है यस मुद्रिक भाई. ये मैं थंबनेल बना रहा था, मैं सेटअप कर रहा था स्ट्रीम. In the meantime, official word coming from Shakhtar Donetsk and what not. That is Chelsea Football Club. Yes, that is a fact. आज के दिन में that is Chelsea Football Club. But has it happened before? Of course. इसलिए आप देख लो भाई, Roman Part 2 has arrived. Let me be very very honest. It is Roman Abramovich के अवतार जो आए हैं, और that is the reality of it. लेकिन again भाई 1 बजे है, it's 1 AM in the night. And thanks for joining जो भी लोग जुड़े हैं. Yes, I know it is crazy breaking news. और ये तो बनता ही था, especially not just a hijack. It is a hijack to Arsenal Football Club. I am sorry to say, yes, it can change again, but hijacks, yes, whether it makes sense, nahi, doesn't make sense. We'll be talking tactics, we'll be talking squad में कौन बाहर जाएगा, कौन और भी आ रहा है. It's just not one person, as well as basically, you know, what are the pluses and minuses, because yes, there will be minuses absolutely. So let's get थोड़ा सा semblance to the stream. और भाई सब लोग लाइक बटन दबा दीजिए, सब लोग लाइक बटन दबा दीजिए एंड शेयर भी करिए, बिकॉज दिस इज ब्रेकिंग न्यूज एंड हाफ. मैं बोल रहा हूँ सच में. हाँ, हमें आई थिंक फहीम ज्वाइन करेंगे थोड़ी देर में, बट मीनवाइल आई बी टेकिंग कमेंट्स. मैं खुद अपनी राय देने वाला हूँ, जस्ट होल्ड ऑन. एंड भाई बिफोर, मैंने शाउट आउट देना है सब लोग को, और ये यू नो डेफिनेटली टेक लेना है आपके कमेंट्स. मैं आपको दिखा देता हूं क्या हुआ इन द लास्ट फ्यू मिनट्स. ऑफ कोर्स मैंने पोस्ट किया था, यू कैन चेक आउट ऑन माय यूट्यूब कम्युनिटी पेज, यू कैन चेक आउट बेसिकली ऑन माय इंस्टाग्राम स्टोरी, ऑन माय ट्विटर अकाउंट. मैंने काफी सारा पोस्ट किया ऑलरेडी इन द लास्ट कपल ऑफ आवर्स ऑफ कोर्स. एंड देन यू नो शाख्तार डोनेट्स्क ऑफिशियल न्यूज आ गया यार. 45 मिनट पहले ऑफिशियल न्यूज आ गया शाख्तार डोनेट्स्क से. दिस इज एक्चुअली हैपेंड. FC Shakhtar president and Chelsea co-owner Ekbali discussed Mudryk's Mykhailo Mudryk, हाँ कोई डुप्लीकेट मुद्रिक नहीं है, transfer to Chelsea FC today. Parties are very close to agreeing on a player transfer to the club. यही नहीं, आई थिंक यहाँ पर इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, जेकब स्टाइनबर्ग ने भी एक्चुअली अपडेट किया है. क्विकली मैं दिखा देता हूँ बिफोर वी एक्चुअली गो ऑन टू डिस्कशंस, गो ऑन टू यू नो अपने अपने कमेंट्स. यहाँ पर देयर आर प्लान्स फॉर Mudryk to have his Chelsea medical tomorrow. Yes, ये हुआ है आधी घंटा पहले पोस्ट. जस्ट जेकब स्टाइनबर्ग, रेप्यूटेड यू नो अगेन अ टियर 1 जर्नलिस्ट मैं बोलूंगा. प्रेज्यूमली ही वोंट गेट इंजर्ड ड्यूरिंग इट, बिकॉज यू ऑल नो चेल्सी का क्या चल रहा है, इंजरी एंड ऑल दैट. लेकिन यही नहीं, वी वर गोइंग फॉर मिकेल एंटोनियो of West Ham earlier this week. In my personal opinion, मतलब we are just going for attackers left, right, center, और वो हो रहा है, इसलिए हंसी आ रही थी मुझे. No jokes there. लेकिन again, let me take a few comments, and I think we have Fahim in the house as well. Let me add Fahim पहले. Fahim bro, what's up man? Chelsea have arrived. Or I don't know whether it's good or bad, but at least you're making a presence felt, right?
Yeah. Oh my days. I was shocked. I was completely shocked when I saw Igbali and someone else was going to was it Poland, flying to Poland to discuss Mudryk. I was like, really? All of a sudden?
I thought it's probably going to be someone who's just passing by Poland, is like, okay, let me just have a chat. You know, there's no harm in chatting. That kind of a thing. And then within minutes, as in here, I'm seeing AC Milan losing and then drawing, as in it's a crazy match. It was 2-2 and all that. And then in between, I'm getting these notifications. My phone is going mad. Ting, ting, ting. I'm like, what's happening? What's happening? And I'm like, oh my God, this is something which is madness, which has happened. That's why I couldn't control my laughter, bro. I was like, I went mad, crazy. But again, let me take a few comments and I'll come back to you, bro, just in a minute. Riwaz बोल रहे भाई लगता है Bolly has taken charge of social media. Admin is on fire in Twitter and Insta. Maybe or in one instance, I thought that maybe it is Fabricio who's been hacked. Literally, I saw that. really Burley just playing career mode? Absolutely, and that's what that's what Burley is showing. At least he's making his presence felt. Like I said, comedy nights with Burley. Farhan is like, oh my god. Um, uh, okay, GK is saying big team Real Madrid, Modric, Camavinga, Cross, etc. There, okay, they had to invest. Okay, basically, as in there's a planned investment for certain number of players. I understand that. Again, I don't know if you also, Derain, thanks for joining. Syed, again, I'll be taking comments one by one, but let me actually firstly, put my point of view. I'll hear Fahim's point of view, Abhishek as well. Thanks, Anup. Bhai, sab log jo bhi hai, everyone in the chat, I want everyone to hit that like button. And of course, in case you have not subscribed to Almighty Blues FC and Fahim, CFC Fahim, please consider doing that because yeah, as in even we play FIFA, but not not real, which has actually happened not even FIFA, it's like worse than that. But I don't know, Fahim, if you saw my tweet. I'll try to highlight that. I know you yourself have been questioning a lot on Twitter that okay, we have this XYZ, where do we fit him? Where do we fit him? And that's the craziness of the transfer window, and it always happens. Like that's why we love the transfer window. It's the football is kind of won or lost on the pitch, but that's why we love it, right? As in because of these kind of things. But Burley is making even crazy. So we basically have, let me go on, Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, Ziyech, Aubameyang, Datro Fofana, Sterling, Pulisic, Felix, Broya. That's what, 9 players in the attacking three positions. And then now we are going for Madueke, Thuram, Mudryk, and here I missed Mikel Antonio, which is as per Steinberg we were also interested in. So pretty sure, as in this is an army of attackers that we are creating. And as in firstly, let me put it that we'll go one by one. Firstly, now this is it Rafinha part 2 happening all over again, in your opinion, firstly?
No, I don't think in terms of the like hijack, like we're
Yeah,
Barcelona this
because
time.
see, there also we were trying to kind of get it. We kind of got it, and then the guy said, "No, I want to go to Barcelona." Here, the guy is like so clearly saying, Arsenal, as in he's putting these kind of emojis. Of course, the Zinchenko, as in quotient is there. That is why I'm assuming wants to go to Arsenal, right?
Did you see Chelsea's tweet?
Okay, don't tell me.
They
Really?
tweeted, they quote tweeted Shakhtar with the eyes. So I don't think it's gonna. I don't think he's going to Arsenal. I think he's coming to Chelsea because
Oh,
there's no
oh,
way
oh.
Chelsea admin would do that. No way, absolutely no way.
Okay, so that is why. Okay, yeah. I just see that. Okay, fine, fair enough. So, as in basically speaking, it's basically a win over Arsenal. As in, so first things first, Chelsea fans. One thing is yes, it's total madness. It's madness happening. That's why I was like madly laughing myself. But remember, yes, Arsenal fans. I know we have a few subscribers of Arsenal fans. Sorry to say, I can only already see Arsenal fellow content creators not being happy, etc. But the fact is, come on, as in, yes, I know that Arsenal are doing crazily good, but that's the whole reason. Why should Chelsea make Arsenal stronger? If we have an option of a clearly capital and Todd Burley combination with Iqbali talking, right? Iqbali has become the Marine all of a sudden. The difference is here, Iqbali just puts an extra zero on top of the value of the player that is there, I'm assuming. But again, like in terms of valuation, like 100 million euros, but it's again supposedly it's a 6 to 7 year deal, and people saying FFP etc. I don't think they are understanding the maths. I think the idea of the 7 year deal is about as in the amortization which happens each year, and that's the reason. But
Mm.
again, 100 million. So is it like the player will be kind of comfortable? No, it's a long term contract. The motivation factors etc. Like we've seen with Kepa over the years, for example.
Um, I don't like this sort of signing. I heard like from Matt Law or someone, one of the big journalists, a few weeks ago saying no, Chelsea are not interested in Mudryk, and they will just focus on other signings. And then today, all of a sudden, a plane flew to Poland, and Iqbali agreed on a fee straight like that. And Arsenal were
I still
discussing the
can't
fee
control the
for
laughter, bro.
months.
And it's crazy, right? And then it's the way that is moved, and literally, like yesterday that I remember having an Arsenal, as an content creator on the panel, and we were discussing like, okay, as in 70 million for Modric, even that's too much. And here,
Yeah.
I think it's a 70 plus 30 that Chelsea had offered, and then boom, they just offered 100 million, and the difference was Arsenal had offered 70 plus 25.
Hmm.
Firstly, pretty sure, right? Arsenal are not going to re-hijack this Pretty sure, as in knowing Arsenal.
No, no, I
They're
don't
not
see
going to
it
do so
because
safe as that. Okay, so people, it's not going to be that. But again, coming to the player, like because of the fact that Fabricio Romano, Steinberg have already said that there's going to be a medical tomorrow, so pretty sure the
mm,
player is bound here. But as in we have seen in the past, like I don't know if you remember Fahim and everyone in the chat. I have actually had made a video as well few months back. So this was about people where we kind of failed, where Chelsea we failed as a club to get the player.
mm,
Initially, the player madly wanted to come here, but eventually went to some other club. Examples like popular examples are Dani Alves, who probably at Sevilla he actually went on a hunger strike to come to Chelsea.
mm,
That's how bad he wanted, and then he eventually obviously went to Barcelona and became a legend. And obviously
mm,
Modric is pretty much well documented. When he
mhm,
the entire Tottenham as in not wanting when Modric was on his yacht. So eventually the player kind of gets the love for the club, etc. But the clear message from Mudryk was like at least there were 2 to 3 Instagram posts that he made about being so interested to go to Arsenal and now going to
yeah,
Chelsea as in a fellow London rival. It's
mm.
like brilliant part two happening in a sense, right? As in, so from that perspective, as in because we are lacking players who are really wanting to play for the badge, is what you're feeling. We've been discussing Fahim a lot of times. Chat also agrees, right? So
Yeah.
where are you on that perspective? Because we have so many people, but the fact that if you're playing so much means that the guy has to play. And are you like thinking that okay, as in the motivation factor is an issue?
Uh, to be honest, I've heard that this guy is a very good talent. Like he's rated highly,
Yeah, yeah,
even though
he
he
is.
plays in the Ukrainian league. Is a bit different. It's like it's not as competitive, but 100 million for a winger nowadays is absolutely ridiculous. Like
Like, okay,
it,
let me put it this way. Basically, if you had a fit Chiesa coming in, I don't think we would
mm,
have complained because Chiesa at one point he was like, wow, okay,
yeah,
before his injury. I can argue even after the injury, he's come back very well. But I
hmm
think the fact that we remember, we actually, as in took a step back. We were interested in Chiesa. I think if I'm not wrong, we had last summer, we had asked for about 70-75 million and they wanted something like 85 million. And we had kind of
hmm
took a step back and as in good or bad thing, he got injured at the same time. But again, if I see Mudryk's, as in you can see in thumbnail that I made, right? So if you compare Mudryk's, say what his build was, say about a year back versus now, because Shakhtar have been playing in Europe and we've been watching Shakhtar, right? As in not every week, but at least in Champions League and in Europe. So he has built a lot. So does that say that he's someone who can probably be like a Rafael Leao backup, like what he wanted Rafael Leao, and we were willing to pay as in close to that. So that is why we are looking at him kind of just coming and cementing his position in that particular role where left forward comes striker role as in so because he's really built on like say a Goretzka did in midfield, he did as a winger. Plus he
hmm
moves fast, he has the dribbles in him, he's direct, he is a goal scorer. But
hmm
it's a new league, right? So as in your preference, Rafael Leao versus a Mudryk versus a Chiesa, if I have to put, right? As in, you have an obvious choice there.
For me, it would be Leao for sure. But I mean, Keza, I would definitely consider because of the fact that he's very direct. He's proven it in the what's it called, the Euros, Juventus. I mean, I've seen this guy. He's very direct. He's very energetic, very quick. Played against us and he scored against us. So the fact that he did that and we saw his quality, I would have went for Keza, but that injury ruined it for him, in my opinion. Leao played against us, showed his quality. With Mudryk, he didn't do the same. I don't think he's played against us, from what I
No,
understand.
no. As in Mudryk, the standout was I think Shakhtar played Real Madrid, and I
Okay,
think
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
where he kind of stood out. Just like I think Kvaratskhelia burst onto the scene this season, right? As in
hmm
Mudryk has been doing that
Yeah.
because he's been playing in difficult groups in difficult matches, and he's been doing well. In fact, if I'm not wrong, like he also, if I'm not wrong, had like a friendly, and I remember him kind of directly playing against AC Milan in a match, and that's where they were compared as well, a Leao and a Mudryk. But
Mm,
again, as in we're not talking about every week. So I'm not going to claim here that I'm going to watch, the Ukrainian league
yeah.
every week. I'm pretty sure. So again, the jury is out, right? But okay, let's talk in terms of fitment. Let me take a few comments before that. Overlord 1441 says this is what happened to Barca in the Bartomeu era: reckless spending on insignificant areas, while other concerned areas are still no addressed, might lead to huge problems in the future of Chelsea. So Overlord 141, let me just slightly correct you. While I agree that it is reckless spending, definitely, but I would not say it's like entire reckless spending. There's a certain percentage, say about 30-35% we are paying extra. One, because of the Chelsea tax. Second, because of the desperation that we are in. Third, because of the English tax that takes. Okay, that is in terms of money. लेकिन साथ साथ में if I have to say, in terms of where Barca was, I think Barca had already spent a good chunk in the salaries of people in basically transfers. Here the difference is before Roman left, and that is why Roman is also there, because Roman has kind of helped this for us to be able to get to this position, because Roman cleared all the debt. So
Mm.
now in terms of the books we are good, but I agree we cannot be just good by spending, and that is why we are going. If you see Badiashile, if I'm not wrong, 7.5 year contract. Kepa has already been in a very, very long contract, I know. Fofana is on a very long contract, and so
Mhm.
is supposedly Mudryk, right? So,
Mhm.
वहाँ क्या होता है, it kind of gets divided. So, every year, because of the amortization, only a certain percentage of it is counted in the FFP. So, FFP is calculated year by year, and that is why we can get saved. And I don't think it'll be an issue, and we can balance the books. I don't think we are so crazy as well. Pretty sure Todd Burley is a billionaire with a lot
Mm.
with a team behind him. It's not just him, it's a consortium. So they must have
Mm.
done their math, and I'm pretty sure, as in that is some basic assumption that I'll be taking, right? As I'm pretty sure there. But okay, so Shanky is saying feels it could turn out like Havertz transfer. In fact, Fahim, I'm seeing a lot of discussions on Twitter. Of course, we have been discussing as well on Twitter, but a lot of people are saying that this is probably a great opportunity for us to probably put people like Havertz and Mount on the
Yeah,
transfer
yeah,
market.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I know it's kind of controversial, but where are you on that?
Yeah, well, I heard that yesterday was it Matt Law that tweeted that most of the underperforming players like Ziyech, Havertz, Pulisic, Aubameyang maybe will be leaving in the summer if they don't fix up their performances, which I think it's the right thing to do considering the fact that they've been performing badly and there's no fear of leaving, like losing their spot. So now
Hmm.
Toboli's come here and said, no, if
Yeah.
you're not performing well, you're out. You're out
Yeah,
like
as
that.
in at least I
Simple
have competition for you, and you're not guaranteed a
competition. Yeah.
place, because as in there was almost a time when I put the Chelsea Crystal Palace predicted 11, there was no option. I had to put
Mm,
Mount and Havertz, because I cannot expect that
yeah.
Datro
Yeah.
Fofana play 90 minutes. It'll be unfair on the kid, bro. As in that's what I'm saying. So
Mm,
right now, as in we need that. Of course, with Pulisic, Sterling, etc. coming back, we could be better. But people do let me know, everyone in the chat. Like, do you actually see a Pulisic or a Sterling? Sterling, okay, fine, he has Premier League experience. I can still I can be willing to wait. But Pulisic, we all know, as in the guy has potential at best, but it's been years now. It's not like he's come yesterday. As in same thing you
mm,
can say about Havertz, right? As much as he's helped us out, both helped us in the Champions League. I think for me, the jury is out for me, as in probably negatively. And here Atharva putting a point, and I would like to say there are pros and cons both. Why is the
yeah.
chat so negative about the signing? We are looking for future too and want to replace our players, just like Fahim explained. Just to be happy, there are 15 days left. We can still sign midfielder and right back. Okay, one thing, Atharva, disclaimer before I explain what I was going to say. And I know Fahim, even you put out a tweet about the right back. Dude, let's be honest, we are not getting a right back. Okay,
I
I
don't
think we
think
have
so.
to
Yeah.
accept, and we're not even linked, bro.
Yeah.
It's not
I've not seen
Juranovic. We
anything.
were linked like ages ago, and then there was Pedro Porro, who was a wing back, and we hardly play wing back these days. So for me, it
Mm,
doesn't make sense, and I'll tell you why. The reason is because I know it could be again into the same problem. Reece James has been just started training, etc. So here maybe Potter and Burley are thinking, okay, we can get out of Reece James 4 months, Aspilicueta 4 months, but it's the wrong one. I don't agree with that,
mhm,
but
mhm.
I think that's the reality we have to accept as Chelsea fans, honestly.
No, but at the same time, I actually think you know how we moved very quick with the Mudryk is very. I think very close to the end of the window, we can move quick for a right wing back. You might see Dumfries. Oh, Chelsea interested in Dumfries, or they flew to Milan to
Dude,
get
but even he's
Dumfries.
not good, bro. He's not
I
defensively.
know he's not
He's
good, but
woeful.
I wouldn't be surprised if Todd decides to find a right back. Okay, let me go to that club and buy him right now, because
Yeah.
this Mudryk deal just proves to me they're willing. They can do that anytime, anytime. They
Yeah.
don't need to wait few weeks,
Oh
few
man.
months like Arsenal have done.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. As in, I'm just checking the Insta. Thanks, Derain, for bringing it up.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. Chelsea.
Chelsea Insta is also doing madness, bro. What's happening?
Yeah, they're being
Drop
shameless.
Mudrik
They're
a
being
message
so
to show some
shameless.
love. So basically, what Chelsea is saying is, as in it's Mudrik who at the end of the day has to sign the papers, right? So basically, as
Mm,
fans and people just do it. and we'll talk about the money fact later. I am for it. I don't know, like, I know it's madness. I myself have been laughing. I myself have been very puzzled. But 1 over Arsenal any day, every day, every every second. Definitely, I will take it. So go for it. It's not my money at the end of the day. But coming to this, Atharva made a very brilliant point about why the chat is negative. Now I have to address a couple things for him. I don't know if you agree with this. See,
Mm,
one thing I already said, 1 over Arsenal. And it's not just about the banter. Banter is one thing for us fans, but the reality of it
mm,
is Arsenal have started building a dynasty again. I know it's just 5 months,
mhm.
but I think it's
Yeah.
clear that there is a vision. There is a set of
Mm,
young players already there. There's a core. It's a young captain, and I think they're going nowhere with an ex Arsenal player being their manager. So I don't think they're going
mhm.
anywhere. And arguably, as in after what happened today with Man City, they are favorites to win the title, right? So
Yeah.
right now it is, and we have to realize the fact there can only be four teams in the top four, right? And top four is huge because of Champions League, because of player pool, because of us having two Champions League more than Arsenal. That's also one more thing. Wouldn't want to get that away. So somewhere down the line we have to make sure that and this is old school, all our competitors, if they are going for a young player who is of that potential, as in we might have to pay a 20 million, 25 million extra, which is Todd Burley clearly capital paying. But that is something that we might have to do because of the fact that we don't have the pull. And that's a fact. As an Arsenal, as a Manchester United, as a Man City, and as a Liverpool, let's be honest for him. So somewhere down the line, I think that is there. Secondly, I understand people saying it's a huge squad. There's no scouting, whatever. We're just going for players. If you see Jacob Steinberg's report, he clearly says the interest for Mudryk has never gone down. We have gone for Mudryk all the time. It's just that Chelsea like to do things, behind the scenes. So looks like it was from say minute one, it was always Chelsea versus Arsenal and Mudryk, and we wanted him. It's just that we had multiple options, and he was one of our top options, right? So it's not like a panic signing, but at the same time, it's clear that there might be some outgoing. So
Mm.
let's talk about outgoings here. So you already mentioned Havertz is in the bracket, Mount is in bracket. Now,
Well,
but the
Mount,
striker
I'm not
situation,
sure. Mount, I don't think so. I'll
no,
be realistic. I don't think he will be in that bracket. I think the club will protect him. I wouldn't be surprised. But
yeah.
players like Havertz, Ziyech, Pulisic, Aubameyang will be the first ones, I would say.
Hmm. No, as in see again, Mudryk does not have 50 appearances and 100 million. Yes, absolutely, I agree there. But see, that's the thing, right, Gaurav? So scouting, I understand that the person does not have a certain number of appearances. You need to have that mentality to play for Chelsea Football Club. But see, that's we have been complaining. If you remember, we had spoken about Vlahovic a year and a half ago when he had not as many appearances, and that is when scouting is supposed to be done. And Kvaratskhelia, maybe someone like maybe Alvarez that City got. So for me, it is some kind of a risk that we have to take, and that's the situation that I tried to explain. Like, we are behind these four clubs when it comes to pulling power, when it comes to basically performances on the pitch. So somewhere down the line we have to as in close that bridge or close that buffer, and that is where we have to overpay. That is no two ways about it. So are you willing, Gaurav, and anyone in the house, tell me one thing: if Arsenal would have got Mudrik and we have ended up like with no one, with Felix on loan, and Felix goes back to Atletico Madrid for him, right? Yes, I know that Nkunku is coming, but Nkunku is a different player, right? Nkunku is someone who'll be playing like a striker slash second striker, plus he's someone who can play on the rightish side, whereas Mudrik is playing someone who's on the leftish side. So I understand that we have gone for Mudrik thinking that we won't pay for Joao Felix. Is that something that you agree with?
Wait, sorry, say that again.
So if we are going for Mudrik for 100 million,
Hmm.
that means that we probably will not go for Joao Felix, right? Pretty sure we cannot go for both.
I only think we can get João Felix if we can get as many outgoings out as possible. Because
Mhm.
then it would just be okay, 100 million for Mudryk and then 100 million for Felix. Because I don't think Atletico Madrid will sell anything less than 100 million. So, or yeah, but I only see that deal only happening if players like Havertz, players like Ziyech, players like all these players, the attacking players who are not performing well, leave in the summer. That's only the way I see Felix getting into this team. Also, I think it's down to if he actually performs well. Let's say if he performs a lot better, and it's very evidently clear that he's much better than players like Mount, Havertz, then I think Chelsea will try and go for him and then get rid of the ones that are not performing. So I think the Felix deal is still possible. I think yesterday's report said that Chelsea are still considering for a fee, still trying to find out a way to buy Felix if he actually performs for Chelsea. But
Yeah.
it's just a shame that he can't play for the next few games. That's the
Yeah,
most annoying part.
exactly. And maybe again, maybe I know that Potter has said that it's not because of the injuries that Felix was accelerated. Yes, we kind of put the focus in, but I think the reality is that in these kind of things, when we have just what 4 weeks and literally, I think Joe Shields and Christopher Webel have literally come like what 10 days ago, right? They started on like
Mm.
the 2nd of January, if I remember right, literally 12 days ago, right? So as in for me, it is but obvious that there has to be some kind of a panic, and because of the results, because of basically the injuries, it's like accumulation of everything, and that is why we probably went for Felix, and then again Felix gets a red card, and we know that Mudryk is making Arsenal stronger. It'll make put us behind, and that is why we have
Mhm.
taken that punt. Like again, Derain, first of all, thanks for the super chat, means a lot always, bro, supporting the channel, and just a gesture counts a lot, Derain. So big up to Derain. Everyone, calm down. Can't be worse than Pulisic and Kai, can it? We all were against Felix, but he was MVP against Fulham. Hype to see Jao Mudryk duo. See, as in again, a lot of times for him, I know that Chelsea have been banned previously in a transfer window, and we all are a little bit more careful of FFP as fans compared to maybe some other fans without quoting the names. But the reality is, it's not a money. So, as in somewhere down the line, I think we have to just accept that and trust our board to some point. I know it's not been trustworthy, I understand
Mm.
that,
Trust.
but trust about to some extent that they will be doing math and there'll be people making the decisions about the FFP part of it. So I think,
I, I hope so. I hope they're doing the maths because I mean the trust thing will only I only trust it if things actually work out well in the end
of course, on the pitch.
because last summer I mean the reports came out again like yesterday that said the owners may have made some mistakes when it came to signing players like Koulibaly, etc., etc. So I just hope they just learned from their mistakes. Apparently they have learned from their mistakes, and now I don't know. It's very hard to trust it right now because where we are in the position, league position, etc. But
Mhm.
um, let's see. It's a patient thing. It's honestly a patience thing because this is new owners. This is not under Roman. This is completely different ownership. We don't know what how they operate. We just have to give it time. We just have to give it time.
Yeah. By the way, yeah, as in Mudryk kind of, as in reminds me of a Modric part two, the way that
Yeah.
happens. But in terms of the position for him, like a lot of people in the chat are saying, like as in the same 100 million could have been put for a midfielder, for a right
Hmm.
back. Then that we have already discussed already. But as in again, I know Enzo Fernandez. The thing about the release clause being there is there, and again he's a little bit more proven, you can say, at the topmost level compared to maybe a Mudryk. And I know that a midfielder is needed, absolutely yes. But as in bottom line being that whatever the midfield does, to be very honest, the way I see it, our forwards are like, as in I don't know. There was a stat that I showed earlier today, and that stat tells me that we are probably worst in terms of shots on target and things like that. So it's basically every area of the pitch that we need, right? So in terms of
Mm.
midfield,
I mean,
as in, does that mean that our board is having like a plan B for midfield, and that's why we're not going for Enzo? And what are you thinking?
I don't know because for me, the midfield, the right back should be sorted more than the attack right now, in my opinion. I think, yes, the attack we've got right now, it's just not scoring goals, but at the same time, we're not creating many chances. Let's be real. Like the midfield is so imbalanced, it cannot create. The right back cannot create. Azpilicueta cannot create any chances. He
Yeah.
hinders everything, hinders our attack, he hinders our defense. Midfield, Kovacic, I mean, I'm sorry, like I do like Kovacic on his day, but even him cannot create that well. So for me, it should be down to the fact that we cannot create chances for our attackers. I mean, I've said this before, Aubameyang isn't a bad finisher. He really isn't a bad
Mhm.
finisher. If you give him the service, you give him the chances.
Yeah, I think it's just that he's lost Potter has lost him. That's the
Paul
reality
lost.
of it.
I get that, but it's like I've seen games where where the attackers are making runs, no one picks out the pass,
Yeah,
and it's
of
really
course.
frustrating because
And in the very last game, right? As in
yeah,
that reel went viral, right? As in the where Mason Mount and Kai Havertz, both of them, one where Jao
mhm,
Felix, had a brilliant run, and then Mason Mount, passes to Aspilicueta, and then we had Kai Havertz when you had Mount on his right and Jao Felix up front. He's going left side, and then he just lost the ball altogether. So I think these
yeah,
things
yeah,
happen, and they're very young. But I agree with you; these should not be starters. But see, that's the thing. As in the reason why I am more excited than not excited right now is because again I'm not saying ki, well, this is the absolutely best deal that we could get. Come on, everyone
mm,
knows it. He's nowhere close to 100 million. Like even a 50 million would have been like pretty expensive to be very honest about it.
yeah,
Because someone
yeah,
with 50 appearances, come on, I cannot expect him to come at 100 million anywhere close, right? But that's the thing, right? Is he better than what we have in attack? Like I understand that midfield is something that we need. Right back is something that we need more at this point in time. But in a short term, I know that we shouldn't be saying short term when you're signing a 7-year contract,
mm,
possibly. But in a short term, don't you think like right now, even if you see current scenario, Pulisic is out, Sterling is out,
yeah.
Ziyech, we know that he's not in Potter's plans in the long run anyway, and the guy wants out. Is just that he didn't get Milan didn't have enough money, that's why he didn't bid for him, and that's the reality. So we, in terms of wingers, width, we don't have width. He's playing Lewis Hall as a wing back who's not a wing back, right? So uh, Felix is, again, I know he's not a winger, but he could play there, who's again suspended. So somewhere down the line, I think it's like basically putting a few extra million, it's not a few, I know,
Mm.
into basically, something that we really don't have. And even if say Pulisic comes back, like Mudryk is still better than Pulisic. I genuinely believe it. Like Darren said, Mudryk is better. I know he's not as proven in terms of longevity, but he's definitely better as much as I've seen.
I don't. To be honest, I've not watched enough about on Mudryk, but in terms of the player he is, I know he's quick, powerful. Something he would suit the Premier League. I would give it as that. I think he would suit the Premier League.
He's
I think he would
strong,
adapt
bro.
really
As in
well.
same
Yeah.
like Felix. I think both are pretty strong. That's the best thing,
Yeah,
right?
yes, but the thing with Pulisic, I think Potter rates Pulisic, hence why he's been starting Pulisic much of the time. But the thing with Pulisic, he picks up in a long injury here and then he's not reliable. With Mudryk, I don't know about his injury record. I think is quite reliable. He hasn't had a bad injury record, but I don't know. When he comes to Chelsea, he might actually have a bad injury record because our medical department is non-existent, absolutely non-existent. I hope he
Or
doesn't
probably
injure.
secretly, I think Iqbal would have spoken like maybe as in 1+1 free. Get Shakhtar's medical department also one
Yeah.
person from there, and I'm just kind of hoping something like that has happened. Uh, wow, as in that's interesting stat there. Mudryk will score hat trick in Liverpool match. Come on, as in that's a bit too much pressure to begin with, Pudin. But I'm hoping that firstly he passes the medical, and as in again Steinberg did put in provided he doesn't get injured between today and tomorrow. Very,
Mhm.
very, as in shadily put that Steinberg in his tweet there. But see, that's the thing, right? As in, Fahim, so I have watched every match, not probably 90 minutes, but most of every match that this Champions League campaign had of Mudryk, and he has actually stood out. He has actually stood out in
You know,
matches and really stood out, right? As in,
th-
but
this this
uh-huh.
kind of reminds me of how we were willing to spend 60 million on Gordon. I feel the same with Mudryk. I'm not going to lie because 100 million for Mudryk, who in my opinion hasn't really improved that much yet. I know like he has shown some good performances here and there against big teams, but it reminds me of like that Gordon deal because of the fact that we're spending too much money on a player
Yeah,
that hasn't really proven much.
definitely.
It seems
You would
raw.
say it's double. We are paying double, basically, literally
Wait,
double.
yeah,
Yeah,
double. Yeah, I
25
would
to
say triple.
35 million and then legendary Apex. It also depends on the number of years that was left for him, and where basically he was in discussions with Arsenal. So a lot of times, what
Yeah.
happens in the transfer scenarios, it's easy for us to say that the guy is only 25 to 35 million. But here is Arsenal Football Club who were willing to pay 70 million. Remember, so 70 million euros. So when we are discussing with Shakhtar, they have something to, and we have to negotiate, and that's the way things go. And it's just like basically when you buy some expensive item, as in when you're kind of shopping when you're on tour, it's almost like that, unfortunately. So we have to
Mm.
work, and of course everyone knows we are desperate. We kind of have to
Okay.
upgrade.
Which position is more important right now? Let's say we didn't get Mudryk. Which position is more important? Is it the attacking position, midfield, or right back
I
for
think
you?
midfield is number one, but
Mm.
without a shadow of a doubt. because everything goes through that, right? As in for me,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you see, why did we win the Champions League? I think, in my opinion, we won the Champions League because in that particular season, Jorginho Kante, the combination was outstanding, and that is why Jorginho was nominated for the Ballon d'Or. We all forget that, right?
yeah,
Jorginho came third in the Ballon d'Or, people, and it was
yeah,
not funny. There was an argument that the guy actually deserved, in the top five, definitely, and he got third. So for me, in that particular season in Champions League alone, only in that tournament, I'm saying, and that is why. So for me, in any kind of tournament you see, midfield for me is crucial, especially in transition for us. The reason is
yeah,
because all our attack comes from the wings, right? So imagine if basically our midfielders are missing, so that becomes like a proper kind of a space for the opposition to kind of just attack, and through balls can go through, and that is what is happening right now. Zakaria is the best midfielder, bro. Imagine.
yeah. But this is the problem I have is that okay, Mudryk, cool. If we sign him, cool. Let's see how we do later on in the window with the midfield. When's the last time we signed a midfielder? I can't remember. I think it was 2018, 2019. I think that Kovacic was our last time we actually signed a midfielder. I
Yeah,
know Gallagher
Kovacic was the last
came
midfielder that we
in.
signed on full time. Yeah, that's actually true. Others were on loan.
That was
Saul
what
and Zakaria.
2019, 2018, 2019.
Correct,
So
correct.
so 4 years, almost 5 years since we've actually scouted and properly bought a good midfielder. So that is way too long. We've relied Kovacic, we've relied on Jorginho, Kante way too long, and I doesn't make any sense why we'd spend that much money on
Yeah,
a winger when the priority was to spend it on the midfield, especially in January, and even last summer. We should have actually strengthened that midfield in last summer, but failed to do it. But this is the war. That's why I'm 50-50 with this deal because I don't know how Chelsea will address the midfield in January. Will they
yeah.
actually still invest
No,
more
I hear
money in
you.
midfield?
I 100% hear you. In fact, like honestly, if I have to put my honest opinion there, and again, there were a couple of things that I already mentioned. People might have joined late. By the way, Chirag, I've just shared the link, by. So what I was saying is, see, with Mudrik,
Hmm.
yes, that is not a priority. But are we upgrading our attack? I think with Felix and Mudrik, we have definitely upgraded our attack, provided he comes. Again, there's a caveat there. But with the assumption, and I 100% agree, with the assumption that within the next couple of weeks, we get a top quality midfielder, if not two.
Hmm.
Right back, Fahim, trust you me, we are not getting. I think I've lost hope with right back. I really have. I generally have. Chirag and Daos. Chirag, bro, what's up? What's up? Kya haal hai?
Just tell me one thing. Where is FFP? Like, do we care about FFP?
FFP is out of the window. That's why I'm wearing a cricket jersey today. Like chakka maro stadium ke bahar. No, see,
But
all the comments are coming here. As in, one thing again, I understand. Chirag, I'll take your opinion quickly, and Fahim and me have been discussing. देखो आई एम ट्राइंग टू सी आई एम लाफिंग आई एम लाइक ऑलमोस्ट मैं डिसबिलीफ में हूं मैं मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि भाई हुआ क्या है आई टेल यू द रियल पिक्चर व्हाट हैज हैपेंड अगेन इट इज एक कैवियट है कि यार assumption है व्हाट हैज हैपेंड इन माय ओपिनियन इज लाइक Mudryk was on the verge of going to Arsenal. Mudryk was on the verge of going to Arsenal, and here Ekbali has had a conversation with them, and at
yeah,
that moment
he
he's
was
like,
not on
what will
verge of
make.
going to Arsenal. He was already in Arsenal in
हाँ,
Italy.
already मतलब
He was
Zinchenko would have already had
posting.
his room khali and all that,
He was posting
right?
Yeah.
every day. He was like putting up stories.
Right. No, I agree. But see, at that point, what happens is, as someone who's scouting multiple players or trying to scout, I know it's a panic scouting which is going on right now because still Joe Shields or team sub log settle nahi hai. So right now,
This is
what they're
not. This
doing
is
is,
not scouting. Also, this is just who you are scouting. I'll bring that. तुझे
yeah, but
अच्छा लगा मुझे
see,
भी अच्छा लगा.
see,
It's
that is where I
hijack and
disagree
hype.
because Steinberg,
हाँ.
I actually rate Steinberg, and Steinberg has said that Mudryk was actually there in the list from day one. It wasn't like sudden se aa gaya. So he was there, but I don't agree that we were willing to pay 100 million. So what has happened is right now, considering the table, considering where Arsenal are building the dynasty, these guys are saying like, come on, as in top four, there are only four positions, and we cannot have Arsenal, strengthening even more. We have to get that guy anyway. In the long run, we may or may not sign Joao Felix. Plus, We may get rid of couple of injury prone players as wingers who are there. Hudson Odoi, I don't see the future anyway. So those are things that I'm seeing, and they're just like, okay, go for it. We'll see what will happen in midfield. It's
Rather,
not
I
the
see
right approach.
Odoi. I see Odoi. Odoi staying at Chelsea next season. I can see that.
Yeah. By the way, Putin is asking Chirag wearing Arsenal jersey.
No, no, no. Mudryk was wearing that. He just has to remove that before
He
entering
was
Stamford.
actually. No, no, absolutely. See, okay, Chirag, I put my 2 cents. Please tell me that Mudryk to Chelsea at least can have him play good football for us. Is he? Matlab, is the motivation is an issue for you?
I really didn't even know this guy before Arsenal was linked to this guy.
हाँ ये तो मतलब वो अलग अलग दैट इज आउट ऑफ सिलेबस वाला चीज.
Yes, you definitely nobody knows how he plays.
I see. I'm not going to claim that I see every match, but I can tell you guaranteely that I've seen all the 6 matches that have happened in the Champions League,
In
and I've
in
seen his
Champions League,
performance.
everybody has seen that. Everybody
Huh.
saw what he did against Real Madrid, and everybody's
Okay.
YouTube search today. Every Chelsea YouTube fans YouTube search will be
नहीं
Mudryk
यूट्यूब
versus Real
अलग है
Madrid.
नहीं there's a difference ना देखो चैंपियंस लीग मैचेस वाचिंग इट यू वॉच फॉर अ गुड 60 to 70 minutes
Exactly,
versus यूट्यूब.
exactly.
ठीक है. So I would actually take the Champions League matches of this campaign. That let me put it this way, everyone in the chat, do let me know again. Beginning of the stream I put a question, same thing I'll put to Chirag. Rafael Liao, Mudryk, Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, right? And maybe what? Who else were the wingers that we were linked with?
Chiesa.
A lot of people.
Chiesa.
Yeah,
Chiesa.
exactly. Chiesa. ये 4 लोग हैं. तो Chiesa may be a little bit different because a sample size is much bigger for Chiesa, I'm assuming, and of course he's coming after injury. But in terms of the other 3 people, like Chirag, what would have been your choice? And you think that basically,
Hands
as
down
in,
Liao. Hands down Liao. And even if you ask me the order, na, it would have been Liao, then Kvaratskhelia, and then this guy. He would have never been my first option.
okay, if you ask me, and again, Chirag knows it, Fahim knows it, and everyone in the chat knows it. I am a Serie A fan as well. Agreed. I can claim that I watch a little bit more of Serie A than maybe 50% of the people. I know bragging about myself, but that's a fact. Okay. I can tell you as a matter of fact that I would have preferred Mudryk over Kvaratskhelia. And yes, people might not agree. And for the Premier
But
League
not
as well.
over Liao. But not over Liao.
No, yeah, Liao and Mudryk for me, I'm a Liao fan, so I would have gone with Liao 100%. But again, if you see carefully, Liao had 2 games versus Chelsea. I know 2 games is a very small sample size. In those 2 games, I thought Liao physically was not up to the mark. Whereas physically, I'm saying physically, जो
Hmm.
Premier League के लिए चाहिए, I think that Mudryk, he's literally like a Goretzka on the wing and who still moves fast. That's what he's become. So for me, it's again, I'm not trying to say 100 million is worth it. Don't get me wrong, people. What I'm trying to say, this is not a bad player. This is a very good player that we've got. But jury is out, of course. वो तो risk तो लेना ही पड़ता है यार कहीं से.
And we are everything sorted about how good of a player he is. He will prove that with his point when he plays. But what is Chelsea doing?
Hmm.
Go check their Insta story. Go check the Fifth Stand app. Go check Twitter. They are just bashing around Arsenal.
See that
The
वो क्यों है मैं
audacity.
Chelsea IDs.
The
Chelsea
audacity.
IDs
What the
bio.
heck?
But
it's
people
hack.
like 14-year kids do na after getting into a relationship,
How Rajasthan Royals
tagging
का
yourself,
बन गया ना
tagging your
वैसे हो
partner
गया.
in your huh?
हाँ.
Has any
राजस्थान
club
रॉयल्स
ever
का नहीं
done this?
आईपीएल में सोशल मीडिया हैंडल एट
Rajasthan
टाइम्स
Royals, exactly
banter.
same. No, actually they have mentioned him in their bio,
Yeah,
Chelsea
yeah, yeah.
bio. What are you even doing,
I I
bhai?
I highlighted मैं दिखाया वो एकदम बिल्कुल. See again मतलब
I
I'll,
won't
I'll,
be
I'll just come to
surprised
Fahim.
if in an hour a statement comes that our social medias were hijacked. I won't be surprised. This is a
Man,
14-year
look at this.
kid
One
operating.
second, let me just confirm this one. Is this for real? Oh my god, this is breaking news if it's real. Let me just check
Yes,
Nizar.
yes, 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 yes. Yesterday, Nizar posted that we have completed 31 out of 32 players, including Felix. So now, considering he is here, it's 32 out of 32. We have completely filled our squad. 33 out
Wow.
of 30. Yeah, जो भी.
So basically, now coming back to Fahim's point, and that's the thing that
Mm.
chat is unhappy about the fact here we are signing players which are not as necessary as a midfielder. But again, matlab, I know that it's midway through the transfer window. Basically, what Nizar Kansala is saying that we have to sell someone and we have to deregister someone for someone to be registered, if at all. But right now, as things stand, like Jorginho, his contract gets over in the summer, right, Fahim?
We
And
are not
Yeah.
selling any midfielder right now.
No, for me, I would sell Loftus Cheek. I would sell Gallagher.
yeah,
To be honest, I'd get rid of them
Gallagher.
too. Yeah, no, the Gallagher is no good.
but at
Gallagher,
least in the
Gallagher is the
squad
only
there are
player
people
who
who show.
has character.
Yeah, exactly.
he's got
No,
character, but I don't. Okay, Gallagher for till the summer. Okay, Loftus Cheek can go then. Loftus Cheek, I'm fed up with Loftus Cheek.
Yeah, Loftus Cheek can go if we are bringing in a midfielder. If we are
Yeah,
not bringing in a midfielder, we just cannot stay back with this.
yeah. If we
mm,
bring in someone, I don't know, if it's possible, Caicedo, then yeah, I'd get rid of Loftus Cheek straight away. I'd release his contract,
And
terminate
and
it
I just
completely.
want to know from any source right now, is this a Graham Potter signing?
Well, as I said in the recent tweet that Graham Potter wanted this player. So that's what I heard in recent tweet. I don't know who it's from, but Absolute Chelsea tweeted that out.
I
But
hope
this is
Nizar Kansel has made a call or a text to Graham Potter and told him this thing, bro. About that we cannot register any more players. I don't know about that, but I you know what I feel. I don't know, like will Andre Santos etc. be counted, like
no, they
Chukwemeka
are
for
under 20
example?
ones. Under 20 ones.
They won't be
Under 20
counted,
ones do
right?
not
So
count.
yeah, so I don't think that it's a case of say Chukwemeka or an Andre Santos. So yeah, that's an interesting point. Now let's see. As in Overlord 141 says, even if Chelsea organizes a garage sale for players like Pulisic, Havertz, Ziyech, Mount, Oba, etc., nobody in the right mind will pay for them. It'll be a huge problem for them to offload them. See, again, there's an assumption, guys, that I'm assuming that. Come on, we cannot have such a big squad, is it? It's a crazily big squad. I know that we have
Yeah,
like 11, 12 people injured or suspended, but I think eventually the end of January we'll have like something like close to 30 players, right? And that's a bit too much. So
no,
I'm assuming that there might be talks going on, and
no,
I don't know.
there is suitors for these players. As much as they are playing crap right now, there are definitely
Exactly.
suitors for Ziyech.
Ziyech has
Even for Havertz. Havertz, even though he's been playing absolutely trash, there's definitely clubs that are willing to pay
Havertz
money
is
for
a
Havertz.
very big player in Germany right now. If you
Yeah,
put him in the German league right now, he's banging goals.
yeah.
Trust me, he will have a
Just
lot of
like
super
Timo
league.
Werner.
Yeah,
Just like
just like
Timo Werner.
Timo Werner, and add Pulisic to that list as well. He might
Hmm.
also like be a very good player in some other league, but not in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Chirag, what do you think about Enzo thing? Yeah, where are you? Would you pay like a release clause
No,
for a
no,
player?
I won't have paid the 120 million. To be honest, I would have been happy with the 80-85 million. But my point was, if you are ready to pay in 80-85 or 120 for a midfielder, why don't you go and negotiate with West Ham? That player is Premier League ready. That player wants to play for your club. Every fan wants that player in your club. So why don't you go for Declan then?
Apparently, we were interested in Mikel Antonio.
Yeah, I saw that tweet from Jacob.
स्टाइनबर्ग एग्जैक्टली
Yeah.
लेकिन वो इंटरेस्टिंग है काफी बाकी सब ठीक है पुलिसिक को बाहर फेंको भाई eventually I think they will go Pulisic to I still feel because of the US element I don't know so Fahim who are the outs for you like I know immediately it'll be difficult to sell
Yeah.
everyone
I,
so
I I
let
also
me
have one question from Vaib. With
please
all the current players you have, 33 that Nizar has mentioned, what is your best starting 11 right now?
Hmm.
If you are
Good
the
question.
if you are Potter right now, you have everybody fit. Everybody is
let's
fit.
make that let's actually create that that's interesting
I don't think it's that difficult, to be honest. I don't think it's that difficult. But I think centre
first of
backs
all
would be
what
the
formation Fahim
go further back. Go further back.
the
I'll
four
go
to
for
three
it.
one what Potter likes
Yeah, 4-3-1.
And what
Kepa
do
or
these
Mendy
players like? And what do these players like?
Kepa, Kepa. I
okay
think Kepa.
left back Chilwell assuming he's fit
Chilwell. Yep.
Definitely.
Reece
Yep.
James is a shoe in. Reece James FC.
Thiago
Centre
Silva.
back Silva and what? Badishile or Fofana?
I'll put Fofana because he
Yeah,
proven
totally proven.
himself in the Premier League. Koulibaly
Yeah.
hasn't. Koulibaly's been rubbish.
No, Koulibaly is out of syllabus. I think he needs to be. I think for me, he's one of the
The
first to
fake
be
age.
sold. As much as I was a
Fake age.
Koulibaly fan.
He's definitely not 31.
Yeah, and then DMs, bro. One Kovacic, I'm assuming.
No,
Kovacic,
can't.
Kante by name, but yeah, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Kante
As
by
in
name.
assuming he's back to form, etc. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
Cam, Felix or Havertz? People will hit me now. Are you saying Havertz for real?
Felix.
Felix, okay. Yeah, Mount and Havertz in the squad at best. Left midfielder Mudryk. Let's put this guy.
I really want to know if people are on the same boat for Mount right now. Is he the best player in our 11? Or the best choice for a place in our 11?
No,
No, he's not.
definitely no.
I would
He's
have
on
He's a
even
form.
preferred a Kovacic or even a Havertz over him right now.
thing is, a lot of people say he is a midfielder, but he doesn't play like a midfielder at all. He plays more like a striker on the
Who?
No,
pitch. Mason Mount, right?
Yeah, and he is not a striker. That is the
he's
point.
nowhere.
No,
Yeah.
but he moves like a striker. He wants to play like a striker. He never plays in midfield. That's the problem
Exactly.
with him.
Wait. How have you
Actually,
even put Aubameyang on that list? He might not even make the bench
I
right now.
want him out. चिराग मैं तो ओबा आउट में ऑलरेडी ट्रेन में सवार हूँ. प्रॉब्लम यहाँ है, we don't have a striker, do we?
We have Havertz.
Okay. But
striker.
Fahim,
Havertz.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
sure was the answer from Fahim,
He,
yes.
he,
I'd
he,
put
he,
Sterling that
he has
striker
to
than
play that.
Havertz. I'd put
Yeah,
Okay.
Sterling.
So you'll
you
put
have to
Ziyech
put
as the
that.
right winger, is it?
No, Pulisic, somewhere
Okay.
on the right. I
But
don't know.
Pulisic on the right hand side, I don't know, man.
Okay,
And
Mudryk on the
and
right. I don't know.
Mudryk is even not playing for me in this 11. Trust me.
After paying 100 million, really? Oh, come on, Chirag, come on. That's not
Definitely.
happening, is it?
We had a 72 million paid keeper on the bench for 2 years.
What about Zakaria? I think he should start. To be honest.
But Kante, when not injured, I'll any day play Kante over anyone if he's not
See,
injured.
Mhm.
see, that's the thing, right? We need to talk to players, and matlab, I don't know what conversation Potter has had with them. For example,
Ankit
the
bhaiya,
only reason I'm saying Oba out is because of his lack of enthusiasm, lack of as in commitment. It's very clear to see. If he's going to talk to him, it's great. Even say, for instance, a Kovacic right now is not looking like that. By the way, Atharva, uh, Thuram, yeah, I'm looking at David Onstin's tweet. Let me see Thuram, but the problem is, I believe we cannot register him, right? I think that's what Nizar Kansal's tweet said, at least.
Ankit bhaiya. My point
Hmm.
of doing this activity was if we as a group of people are not able to finalize, I think only 3 or 4 spots are on point satisfied. Like everybody will agree on that. It is the right back, it is the left back, and it is Thiago Silva. I guess so.
Do you see this happening? Because I saw that the only way Aubameyang can go back to Barca is by Chelsea terminating his contract. Because I don't know why, but I heard that
Can't we
Chelsea
loan
can
him back?
We
loan
can't.
him.
Barca cannot play him.
No, Barca can play him.
No, no. There was another tweet that on my tweet actually someone replied with a quote with a as a tick mark. The person said that as in La Liga you cannot register a deregister player in between the season.
Twice.
Only for La Liga. There are certain competitions which has those rules. So La Liga has
What,
And
these
he
what,
rules as
cannot
well.
what
play for
about
any other club other than Chelsea and
what if
Barca.
it's a free transfer?
As in what about the Danjuma guy? Where is he coming? I'm seeing a David Ornstein tweet. Don't tell me we're getting one more. One second. What
No.
is happening?
Arsenal, they have lost now. They need someone.
Dutch
London,
Dutch
London.
striker who plays left forward. So basically, it's Arsenal, is it? I've not read the. भाई किसने
I am
बोला?
assuming
Darren ने बोला था क्या?
I was just joking around. I don't know. Here he is.
Darren, can you help me out? Which club this is that they are talking about? London, huh? But I tried to look into the article. I didn't find the name of the club. It says London. Oh my god, interesting. What's happening? Fahim, I'll go
Hmm.
mad, bro.
I think it's Arsenal.
I think it's Arsenal. Yeah, I think it's Arsenal.
Because Spurs are eyeing Trossard.
Hmm. Yeah, Spurs are eyeing
Arsenal
Trossard.
do not have a target.
नहीं लेकिन
Hmm.
see देखो coming to Arsenal again, Arsenal fans knows anyone भाई give your attendance भाई Arsenal fans I know मैंने काफी बैंटर किया आज but quickly मैं बोलूंगा for Arsenal, right? Mudryk, it doesn't make sense for Arsenal to be spending 95 million euros on Mudryk compared to Chelsea spending 100 million euros. The reason being, in their starting 11, I think Martinelli is brilliantly worked. I genuinely believe that.
Bhaiya,
Mudryk,
I just have a
Mudryk,
question for you. No, I just have a
but
question for you.
Mhm.
In tomorrow's match, if Saka takes a yellow card, he's ineligible to play against United. Hanji? If Saka takes a yellow card tomorrow, he is
Mhm.
ineligible to play against United.
Okay.
Arsenal have no backup winger. No backup winger. I'm not just saying right winger. They do not have a winger.
No,
To
Emil Smith Rowe can play
Travis
there.
Nelson,
Smith Rowe can play
he,
there.
he's not a natural winger. Even Mount
हाँ
can play
लेकिन
as
वो
a winger.
अच्छा खेलता
Even
है मतलब
Chukwuemeka is
the
playing as a
kind of
winger.
football they play, free flowing football, I think it'll be done. एक सेकंड भाई
But
यार भी
no,
हो
no.
गया क्या?
here
Is
we
it done,
go.
Fahim?
Here we go. Yeah.
Oh man. Changing by this is like it's almost like FIFA mode. I don't know what to say. It's like crazy. Yes, it's
This
actually
is
done. Let
FIFA
me
mode with, the investment that you can choose at the start. Yeah, let's inject 500 million and sign everyone.
yeah,
And time,
with cheat code.
that too with a without a project when you enter a career mode. In January, in summer you wanted someone else. By January, no, I don't like this player. I want someone else.
Okay.
You go
Let me
something
hold
very
on.
different.
Chirag, Fahim, and everyone in the chat. Arsenal fans, again, apologies. Look on the right hand side. Trending, Edu out. I love this club.
Zinchenko.
Oh,
Oh my
shit.
god, it's crazy, bro. Zinchenko to bhai, matlab, he must have already paid the rent for 6 months, etc. for the particular room. I'm just joking. But I'm just saying, like, it's crazy. But anyway, Chirag, I know you have to go. Thanks for coming on, yaar. Matlab, timing to sahi hai.
Yep.
Again, I know that it's not something that we needed, but Chirag, final words, yaar. Matlab, are you excited or not? Come on, let's be real.
To be honest, I am not so sure about him because
You're more
one
scared
bad
than
game.
excited.
Yeah, I'm more scared because of the price tag that we are paying.
Wow.
If it would have been a 40-30 million deal, I would have been celebrating like hell. This is something very similar to the Willian deal that we did to Tottenham. We have done the same thing to Arsenal this time, but the price tag is very, very hefty on him.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is huge. Let's hope that it's basically, it works out in the short
I
term.
just hope this spoils Arsenal's season and they do not finish on the top of the table. This is what I
Hmm.
want.
Yeah.
Let's see. वो तो अभी difficult लग रहा है, but again, thanks Chirag.
Thank you so much,
Chirag, of
brother.
course, by
Thank you
people
so
are
much,
confused
Fahim.
that it's an Arsenal fan.
Great
No, it's
talking
a
to you.
Chelsea fan. No
This
worries,
is
bro.
this
See
is a
you.
pure blue-blooded Chelsea fan.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Chalo, see you soon, yaar. Chirag,
Bye.
let's meet soon. Uh, okay, pranam to Ansh. Ansh, how are you? While Overlord, again, I know that a lot of by people who are positive about the move, do comment. Do comment. Is there anyone who's positive about the move? I am not like go gun, like I'm saying that it's the best move. Um, let's be honest. When Torres we broke the bank back in the day, we spent 50 million.
Hmm.
Honestly, there was a lot of media who were like, okay, wow, is it for real 50 million? But I'm like, I don't remember me being as excited when we got Torres. Like, in fact, even when we paid like big bucks to get back, say, a David Luiz, I was damn excited. I know money is huge. 100 million is like four times that fee, two times that fee, four times that fee. But for me, I am just excited. Why? Because the reality of the situation, context kya hai? Context is that, Fahim, correct me if I'm wrong, the context is we are not the club what we were in 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We have changed. Our pull has changed. We have to overpay. Crazily, yes, I know it doesn't make sense. Absolutely, it doesn't make sense. Todd Bowley is mad. He's playing FIFA, yes. But how will we otherwise pull players? Can Graham Potter pull players? Are you confident that if, say, we are lucky, let's actually say that we are lucky that Nkunku signed a pre-contract. I know that there's
Mm.
still an option that he can obviously, like William, just tear his contract and go away. There's always an option. But Nkunku signed. Imagine that Potter was in a situation that he was like 10th, even worse, say, and then we were still negotiating with Nkunku in the summer. We wouldn't have had those discussions what we've had. We've got the players already in the summer as well as now. As in, it'll be more difficult, right, to get those players then.
It is definitely, it is more difficult, but I think we brought in directors for a reason. I think that's the main part because we wanted to see smarter signings. With these directors, I mean, the previous hire, I mean, look, the previous regime, they were all over about spending money. I mean, they spent 100 million on Lukaku. They spent so much money on strikers. A lot of them have flopped. But with this regime, we wanted to see something different. We wanted to see something more smart, with smarter signings.
Mm-hmm.
And do we count this Mudryk signing a smart signing? I know the last summer we had to overspend because we didn't have directors, we didn't have the
Yeah.
board members, we sacked all of them out. Okay, fair enough. That was okay, fine. But this January window, spending 100 million and then bring in Badia Shield and then bring in João Felix. I mean, João Felix, I'm fine. I think that was a good signing, to be honest. Even though, like, the loan
Loan.
fee, a lot of people joke about the loan fee. It's actually a very good signing. Badia Shield, I think it was a good signing. Well, I mean, we have to wait and see if he's a good signing. But this signing, I don't see this as a smart sign. I see this more as like a panic. Like, okay, all our attackers are injured. We just have to press the panic button and sign that guy. But I feel like that's where we used to make the mistakes in the previous regime. We just panic buy. Like Lukaku, we panic buyed, I think, for a striker because we weren't scoring a goal. So we thought Lukaku would solve that issue. I feel
Yeah, that
like
was just because we didn't get Haaland. We went for
Haaland,
Lukaku,
yeah,
and because in the
exactly.
past we missed out on Lukaku and we went for Morata. Remember, under
Hmm.
Conte, and that was the sole reason. And plus ex Chelsea, etc. So I know that there is a panic, nature to it. But again, like I think it's for me. Let's put it this way. I know, as in again, I know it's easier hypothetical, both sector, but at the same time, like how Man City paid 100 million for Grealish. Grealish isn't anywhere close to 100 million, is he?
Yeah, and definitely not. No, no.
Correct.
But
So
I think the Grealish one is a bit different in my opinion because they're in a situation where they're loaded with money. I mean, they can do whatever they want. But with us, we have to try and catch to their level. And do we think
see,
Mudryk will
that's
be
the
the guy?
point for him. Again, I'm not trying to argue here for him. But what I'm trying to say is like already there's so much gap. And imagine for someone who's watched Chelsea from 1999, I'm telling you that it
Hmm.
took us a lot to be maintaining the status between say 2003 and 2017, right? We lost
Hmm.
that in the last 5 years. We have
Yeah,
actually, correct?
yeah.
And there's so much gap that we created between in those 15 years with say even Arsenal. And now we have to catch up that again. So for us to catch that, City are already spending. Arsenal have begun spending, which Arsenal of Arsene Wenger, it was unheard of. Remember, it was unheard of. In the last 2-3 windows, Arsenal have actually spent a lot of money. People don't realize, right?
No, but
So we have to spend double, and that's the reality of it.
okay, we spent double, but have we
But
really got any better? To be honest, have we really
no,
got? We
correct.
spent so much money
Yeah,
over the past few years, and we've
thoughtful
actually not
spending is
gotten
what you're
better.
saying.
Yeah, we've not actually improved as much as we expect. That's why I thought these directors, okay, if you spent big money on midfielders and a right back, then I see us improving. But spending big money on not solving the issues first, then it doesn't make sense. I don't see us improving. I just see us, yeah, just painting over the cracks. Like this signing, or is painting over the cracks that we have in midfield and right back. But it's clear that we've got issues at midfield and right back, which have been going on for many, many years. And I would have hoped that these directors would have seen these issues and actually identify the right profiles to actually improve us as a team. Because right now it's not really a team; it's more okay. Individuals, do your thing. That's how I see it. That's what is a little bit putting me off with this Mudryk signing. But
Got it.
I hope he brings something different. I do want to see something different from the sign. I do think he's got something different from our attackers in terms of pace and power. But just have to see. Just have to see, man. But bro, I have to go. I have to head off.
No problem, no problem.
Uh,
I'll just take a few comments, and of course, thanks for coming on. I know it's a short notice, but
mhm.
that's why we always love Fahim. People, everyone, do check it out. I know in a hurry I've set it up. I missed to tag Fahim on the YouTube, but as well, you know that CFC Fahim. Pretty sure. I think you've got your name. People, you can see on Fahim's handle. That is basically where he has great content. And Fahim, let's hope that we discuss positive things about
Yeah.
him and we don't
Mhm.
come back to what is happening with Havertz. But yeah, thanks for coming on, bro, up the Chelsea, and
Take care.
hopefully
Up the
we get a positive win
or
tomorrow.
up the Chelsea.
ठीक है। ओके भाई, सब लोग अगेन मैंने बहुत सारे कमेंट्स मैंने मिस कर दिया हो। यहाँ मैं देख रहा हूँ भाई करीबन 70 लोग देख रहे। हम बेसिकली बात करें 1 घंटे से ऊपर से। यहाँ पर हुए हैं कितने 55 लाइक हुए. Is it fair? First of all, is it really fair? I know that some of you may not be happy with the Mudryk के 100 million euros that Chelsea has put in. I understand that. Some of you might be from other club fans who are coming in just to kind of banter. वो भी मैं understand करता हूँ, और आपका बहुत sensible reasoning भी होगा, वो भी मैं fair करता हूँ भाई. लेकिन like कर दीजिए stream को. That is what. It's just a like button you have to press. So everyone, can we have all the people who are watching right now? Can we have everyone liking the stream right now? And of course, mods. Why, when we get into deep conversations, that is where I need the mods. Big up to the all mods. Like, and I'm hoping mods can, kind of not only help the conversation, but also kind of, can encourage people kind of join memberships, like the stream. Just a reminder, because a lot of times I watch, मैं बहुत सारा content देखता हूँ, मैं भूल जाता हूँ भाई. सब लोग यहाँ पर रात के 2 बजे है, आप लोगों को पता ही है. एवरी सेकंड डे मैं करता हूँ स्ट्रीम, हम लोग करते हैं स्ट्रीमर्स. तो पीपल, please consider that. And of course, thanks for coming on. Of course, हम discuss करें because you guys love the channel and love the content as well as the clubs, right? तो हम बात करने वाले काफी, so do not worry, मैं comment भी लेने वाला हूँ. साथ साथ में ये एक और चीज मैं रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ, मैं और few minutes के लिए लाइव हूँ, तो बने रहना. यहां पर मैं देख रहा हूं, I can see around 50% people have said that yes, the transfer are great. So they are for this transfer being made, ठीक है, by Chelsea. भाई करीबन 160 160 votes have come. तो that means that 80 people agree. तो जो पॉजिटिव लोग हैं, आई एम नॉट सेइंग नेगेटिव लोग गलत बोल रहे हैं. I want those comments to come in. I want to address those comments also because I'm not totally sold on this. लेकिन मैं ज्यादा excited than not, to be very honest. भाई जो भी लोग बोल रहे हैं पॉजिटिव जो है फॉर दिस ट्रांसफर, आई वांट दोस पीपल टू रीजन आउट. व्हाई डू यू थिंक दैट मुद्रिक इज पॉजिटिव? Please reason out in the comments. I want the comments not to just come out as a negative thing. Yes, I want both negative and positive. दोनों हम चर्चा करेंगे, तब ज्यादा मजा आएगा. तो सब लोग, can we have, you are my fellow subscribers, do let me know in the chat. Why do you think Mudryk will work? Why do you think it will not work? Why do you think we are overpaying? Is it worth? Is it not? Do let me know. Whatever you think. Okay, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of positive as well. Okay. सलाम enthusiastic commenter, कैसे हो भाई? Nice to see you भाई. ये भी content creator है. Definitely सब्सक्राइब करिए. एंड यस, जैसे पुदिन बोल रहे हैं, लाइक कर दीजिए. अथर्व बोल रहे भाई, लेट्स गो अंकित भाई, आर्सेनल मर्डर्ड अगेन इन स्पैन ऑफ 1 वीक. आई एम सो हैप्पी भाई. से देखिए, मर्डर्ड फाइन अथर्व, लेकिन रियलिटी क्या है? आज आर्सेनल आर डूइंग मच बेटर देन अस इन द लास्ट ईयर, बी ट्रांसफर विंडो, बी ऑन द पिच. तो कहीं ना कहीं हमें एक्स्ट्रा करना है देन एन आर्सेनल, एक्स्ट्रा करना है देन मैन सिटी, एक्स्ट्रा करना है देन लिवरपूल. वी हैव टू जंप द गन. हम एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर रहे. यहाँ पर हमारे पास, वी डोंट हैव लाइक अ कार्लो एंचेलोटी. कम ऑन, लेट्स बी रियल. हमारे पास एज मच एज ग्रैम पॉटर बहुत अच्छे कोच है, लेकिन ही इज नॉट द काइंड ऑफ कोच जो ओवरनाइट मतलब चुपचाप करा देंगे और सब लोग को ना परफॉर्म करवा देंगे. दैट इज नॉट द काइंड ऑफ कोच ही इज. सो ही विल टेक हिज ओन टाइम. ही विल टेक हिज ओन टाइम इन टर्म्स ऑफ बिल्डिंग हिज लेगेसी इन चेल्सी. अगर टाइम दिया जाए तो तभी वो पुल कर पाएंगे प्लेयर्स को ऑन हिज नेम. दैट विल टेक टाइम. सो अंटिल देन वी हैव टू डू समथिंग एक्स्ट्रा. आई अग्री कि मिडफील्डर्स हमारे पास ज्यादा आवश्यक है अभी. लेकिन आप देखो ना, रियलिटी देखो. हो सकता है, अगेन लेट्स बी रियल, हम बात कर रहे हैं विद द पीपल लाइक इकबाली ऑन अ डेली बेसिस? नो, वी आर नॉट इवन टॉकिंग टू देम. वी आर अस्यूमिंग, गोइंग बाय द रिपोर्ट्स जो हमें बोला जा रहा है, मे बी बाय फ्यू कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स, मे बी बाय फ्यू जर्नलिस्ट, एब्सोल्युटली, जो बहुत क्लोजली वर्क करते हैं विद दीस प्रीमियर लीग क्लब्स. बट वी डोंट नो व्हाट इज द कन्वर्सेशन से बिटवीन ब्राइटन और चेल्सी जो हुआ है कैसेडो के लिए. हो सकता है उन्होंने बोला है कि नहीं भाई, एट एनी कॉस्ट ही इज नॉट अवेलेबल दिस विंडो. हो सकता है दैट दे हैव टोल्ड दैट ओके, कैसेडो इज अवेलेबल. लेकिन चेल्सी बोल रही है वी कैन नॉट हैव सो मेनी मिडफील्डर्स. जैसे याद है, टूकल ने खुद बोला था दैट वी हैव टू मेनी प्लेयर्स इन द बुक्स, वी नीड टू गेट इट बिफोर वी काइंड ऑफ गेट समवन. जो क्लॉप भी बोल रहे थे. आई डोंट अग्री विद दैट, बट दैट इज द रीजनिंग गिवन बाय टूकल व्हेन ही वाज देयर अराउंड. मैं आपको दिखाता हूं. टेक्निकली स्पीकिंग, आप मिडफील्डर्स की बात कर रहे हो ना, आई डोंट अग्री, लेकिन मैं सिर्फ दिखा रहा हूं. कोवाचिच, लॉफ्टस-चीक, मेसन माउंट, जकारिया, गैलेगर, चुकुमेका. ठीक है, तो ये है 3 पोजीशंस के लिए वी हैव 6 मिडफील्डर्स. इज इट इनफ? नो, वी नीड मोर, स्पेशली जब लॉफ्टस-चीक बाहर है, मेसन माउंट आउट ऑफ फॉर्म है, गैलेगर आउट ऑफ फॉर्म है, और चुकुमेका बहुत यंग है. आई अग्री टोटली. ऑफ कोर्स यहाँ पर आई डिडंट काउंट जॉर्जिनियो कांटे, क्योंकि जॉर्जिनियो इज आउट ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इन द समर, और कांटे भी है टेक्निकली स्पीकिंग, और एनीवे वाज इंजर्ड. तो अगेन we need a couple of players to be replacing these two people. ठीक है, वो चाहिए. लेकिन do we know कि is there a conversation going on? हो सकता है, अगेन मैं यहाँ पर पॉजिटिव होने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, यहाँ मैं बोल रहा हूँ, यस आई एम नॉट हैप्पी दैट हमने मिडफील्डर एड्रेस नहीं किया, आई एम नॉट हैप्पी अबाउट दैट। क्या मैं हैप्पी होता टू इफ यू हैड स्पेंट 20 more million on Enzo Fernandez rather than Mudryk? Probably yes, ये भी सच्चाई है, मैं झूठ नहीं बोलूंगा, आई वुड हैव बीन हैप्पियर देयर probably। लेकिन does that mean Mudryk is unnecessary? Does that mean Mudryk हम हमको अपग्रेड नहीं करेगा? मतलब रिमेंबर अंडर लैम्पार्ड वी वर वेरी बैड डिफेंसिवली, ठीक है, लेकिन अटैकिंगली आई थिंक दैट वी प्लेड सम ऑफ आवर बेस्ट फुटबॉल इन द लास्ट 12-13 इयर्स लैम्पार्ड के अंडर, मैं बोलूंगा 100%, ठीक है। तो वहां पर आई थिंक कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता है पॉटर भी सिमिलर सोच रहे दैट लेट्स हैव मोर गोल्स, बिकॉज अभी कॉन्फिडेंस ही नहीं है स्क्वाड में टू स्कोर, वी नीड सम फ्रेशनेस इन अटैक। हाँ बॉल वहां तक जाती नहीं वो अलग बात है, लेकिन आप अगर केयरफुली देखे थे फुलम वाला मैच, तो फिलिक्स ऐसा नहीं कि वो जस्ट सिटिंग इन दैट कैंप पोजीशन, ही वाज नॉट सिटिंग एक सेकंड स्ट्राइकर पोजीशन में, फिलिक्स काफी बार डीप भी आ रहे थे मिडफील्ड में। तो दैट इज फुटबॉल। आजकल फुटबॉल हम खेलते हैं फीफा में, द वे दैट वी सीज इट्स टू फिक्स्ड। Remember, Frank Lampard, when he played as Cam, he used to be a box to box. वो Cam नहीं खेलते थे. He used to not be एक Cam जो वहीं रहते थे खाली. ऑस्कर जब Cam खेलते थे वो वहीं नहीं रहते थे. He was box to box. बहुत बार भागते थे. तो कहीं ना कहीं I think he is looking at Felix playing that role. वो हो सकता है. तो maybe he's counting as Felix एक और he's counting Felix Potter as a midfielder. I know not a defensive midfielder, लेकिन एक midfielder where he is one of the numbers. तो I think मैं खुश नहीं हूं उसके बारे में कि मिडफील्ड ने एड्रेस किया, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं आई कैन सी द रीजनिंग कि व्हाई ही वांट्स टू सी पॉजिटिवनेस कमिंग इन द टीम। क्योंकि पॉजिटिविटी कब आती है? यस आई नो डिफेंस स्ट्रॉन्ग करना है, वी हैव टू बिल्ड ऑन अ डिफेंस जैसे टूकल ने किया था, लेकिन अगेन इफ यू गो बैक टू स्क्वायर वन देन व्हाट इज न्यू इन द पॉटर एरा? ही वांट्स टू अपना छाप छोड़ना चाह रहे, तो वो चाह रहे कि यार आई नीड सम पॉजिटिविटी, आई नीड माय काइंड ऑफ अटैकर्स इन द अटैकिंग थर्ड, और मे बी फेलिक्स एंड मुद्रिक फिल दैट बूट्स। और वो बोल रहे भाई आई वांट टू बिल्ड द टीम अराउंड दिस। और आर्सेनल को स्ट्रॉन्ग क्यों करे? मतलब मैं सिर्फ रीजन करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं, मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि करेक्ट है, मैं सिर्फ बोल रहा हूँ कि व्हाट विल बी द थिंकिंग बिहाइंड दिस। चलो मैं कमेंट लेता हूँ कुछ एंड आई विल कम बैक टू कॉन्स एज वेल। I'm just positive in terms of fresh legs and forward. बिल्कुल, he is physical, he is good. Panic signing है, 100% agreed. But it's okay. Arteta को sad करने का मौका है। चलो, I agree with this comment actually. Arsenal fans sorry, लेकिन आपको पता ही है, आप भी यार बैंटर करोगे चेल्सी को, हम भी करेंगे, लेकिन पॉजिटिव बैंटर जहां हम टॉस नहीं करेंगे, डेफिनेटली ऑन है। मुद्रिक इज पॉजिटिव, डेरेन बोल रहे बिकॉज ही हैज विंगर क्वालिटी, वी नीड अ विंगर बट बिल्ड आई एग्री इट्स ओवर प्राइस्ड। ओके ओके इट्स ओवर प्राइस बट व्हाट टू डू? ओके ओवर प्राइस्ड है तो मैं तो बोला डायरेक्टली डेरेन, हम डबल पे कर रहे हैं, डबल, क्योंकि आर्सेनल है, वो हो गया डबल, नहीं तो मे बी वुड हैव गॉट हिम एट मे बी 60-70-75 मिलियन एट मैक्स। हम वही है 1.5 टाइम्स और डबल टाइम्स पे कर रहे हैं क्योंकि आर्सेनल यहाँ पर थी, हमें करना पड़ा। अथर्व बोल रहे हैं आवर अटैक इज एब्सोल्युटली रबिश, वी आर लैकिंग गोल्स, वी लैक पेस इन द फ्रंट एंड स्पार्क इन द फाइनल थर्ड। So in my opinion, Mudryk deal is good enough. Let's care about the price afterwards. Exactly. भाई मेरे पैसे नहीं है। ताहा बोल रहे this time Liverpool gonna miss on the Champions League spot, but they will go to semi-finals of this UCL. You heard it from me first. Okay, Taha, I'll start this comment and keep. Overlord 141 मैंने काफी कमेंट आपका हाईलाइट किया है, but anyway just अभी हम वापस समराइज करें pros and cons। तो यहाँ पर बोल रहे not a sensible signing at all. There are other important areas that needs to be addressed. I agree. And Chelsea needs another winger. जस्ट लाइक सेइंग टू मेनी कुक स्पॉइल द ब्रॉथ, द सेम विद चेल्सी। हाँ लेकिन ओवरलॉर्ड 141 इतना जरूर बोलूंगा, हो सकता है दैट दिस माइट बी आउट, मतलब डोर आउट वे। हो सकता है पॉटर बोल दिए टू टॉड बर्ली एकबालियन को कि यार मैं नहीं खेलना चाहता हूँ विद ओबामियांग, ओबामियांग यू नो इज अ स्ट्राइकर, और मे बी इज लुकिंग एट हैवर्ट, जो मैं अग्री नहीं करता हूँ, मे बी इज लुकिंग एट हैवर्ट एज अ स्ट्राइकर अंटिल एंकुंकू कप्स। याद है एंकुंकू आ रहे समर में, वी हैव टू कीप वन स्पॉट। और यस दात्रो फफाना यंग फॉरवर्ड है, शुरू नहीं करेंगे, ब्रोया भी होपफुली नेक्स्ट सीजन आ जाए, तो देयर आर बैकअप्स। अब मेन स्ट्राइकर हो सकता है ही इज लुकिंग एट एंकुंकू, उनको हो सकता है चेल्सी ने प्रॉमिस किया है कि एंकुंकू का डील इसलिए साइन किया प्री कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कि यार हमने उसको प्रॉमिस किया कि यू विल प्ले स्ट्राइकर इन चेल्सी, मे बी जस्ट सेइंग, मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ अग्री कर रहा हूँ। तो देयर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी दैट इज व्हाई चेल्सी आर, मतलब पॉटर इज कंसिस्टेंटली प्लेइंग हैवर्ट्स, और उनको पता है कि एंकुंकू आएंगे तब तक मे बी वील हैव बेटर पीपल बिहाइंड हैवर्ट्स और वील डू द जॉब इज व्हाट आई एम सेइंग। और ओबामयांग खुद खेलना नहीं चाह रहे, नहीं तो वो खेलते इन माय ओपिनियन, और वो पॉटर के सिस्टम में नहीं फिट हो रहे, इज व्हाट पॉटर इज सेइंग, वन ऑफ द टू। नहीं, तो वेस्ली फोफाना फ्रांस के लिए खेलते हैं, दाविद आतुर फोफाना आइवरी कोस्ट के लिए खेलते हैं। ताहाकान दाविद आतुर फोफाना इज अ स्ट्राइकर, यंग स्ट्राइकर कमिंग फ्रॉम मोल्डे, नॉर्वे, और आपके यहाँ पर है आपके वेस्ली फोफाना, ऑब्वियसली जो प्रीमियर लीग एक्सपीरियंस के साथ आ रहे हैं, इज इंजर्ड करंटली। पॉटर बॉल इज बेसिकली फास्ट अटैकिंग, एंड सो फेलिक्स एंड मुद्रिक डुओ विल बी गुड इन काउंटर एज वेल। चलो, यहाँ पर मुद्रिक इज एन अनप्रोवन प्लेयर, ही हैज, या आई एग्री 100%। बस वही है, ओवरलैप 1 for 1, हु वर द अवेलेबल पीपल इन द मार्केट। तो उसमें हमने देखा दैट यहाँ पर लियाओ अवेलेबल नहीं थे, वो एक्सटेंड कर रहे हैं मिलान के साथ, आज भी मिलान के लिए फर्स्ट गोल स्कोर किया, लियाओ इज ब्रिलियंट। किएजा, एज मच एज हम चाह रहे थे लास्ट समर में, आपको याद है तो लास्ट ईयर के समर में, तो लेकिन उसके बाद इंजरी हुई है, तो मे बी वी आर लाइक नहीं यार, एक और इंजरी प्रोन प्लेयर नहीं लेना अपने को, मे बी आई एम जस्ट गेसिंग, वो एक चीज हो सकती है। देन और कौन हुए थे भाई, क्वारट्स के लिए आई थिंक इस समर में आए हैं नापोली। नापोली डूइंग अ मैडनेस, वो अभी छोड़ना नहीं चाह रहे। नापोली के साथ बिजनेस करना, पता नहीं कितने लोगों को मालूम है, इट इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट डिफिकल्ट थिंग्स ऑन अर्थ करना, नापोली के साथ बिजनेस करना, तो इसलिए शायद वो नहीं है। और विंगर में कौन बोलोगे आप अगर आप बोलोगे कि हमारे पास विंगर एकदम बढ़िया विंगर है, भाई स्टार्टर विंगर कौन है भाई चेल्सी में, लेफ्ट विंगर, जो लोग बोल रहे हैं ना हमें नहीं चाहिए था विंगर, कौन है भाई, प्लीज प्लीज हेल्प मी आउट। चेल्सी विंग बैक सिस्टम खेली थी लास्ट फ्यू इयर्स के लिए, हम विंग बैक सिस्टम खेल रहे हैं, लैम्पार्ड के अंडर खेलते थे हम, ठीक है, याद है तो, लैम्पार्ड के अंडर लॉकडाउन पुलिसिक था, लॉकडाउन पुलिसिक आज के दिन में नहीं है, इस पुलिसिक रिलायबल, इस पुलिसिक का स्टार्टर इन चेल्सी फुटबॉल क्लब प्लेइंग फॉर 38 गेम्स ऑफ नेक्स्ट सीजन, एब्सोल्युटली नॉट। तो ऐसा नहीं बोलूंगा मैं, आई डोंट अग्री ऑन द फैक्ट कि मुद्रिक इज अननीडेड, यस इट इज नॉट द फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी, लेकिन वो एक प्लेयर हमें चाहिए था। I would say we needed a striker, we needed a winger, we needed a central midfielder and we needed a right back, ये हमारे रिक्वायरमेंट थे। प्लस गोलकीपर भी अब डाल दो, अब धीरे धीरे करना है, अब वो कौन सा पहले आ जाए अवेलेबिलिटी पर निर्भर है, कंपटीशन पर निर्भर है, हमें पे करना पड़ेगा, वो ट्रांसफर मार्केट का, दैट इज द नेचर ऑफ द ट्रांसफर मार्केट, यू कैन नॉट हेल्प इट। और चेल्सी टैक्स, ईपीएल टैक्स लगता है। ट्रोसार्ड, हाँ डेरेन ट्रोसार्ड का मैंने पहले भी देखा था आपका कमेंट, देखिए यस जस्ट लाइक मुद्रिक, ट्रोसार्ड भी बोल रहे हैं मुझे टॉटनहम जाना है, हो सकता है हम वो भी कर सकते थे, वहां ब्राइटन है, ब्राइटन के साथ हमारे रिलेशंस अच्छे हैं, नॉट जस्ट वी हैव गॉट पॉटर बट वी हैव गॉट एन एंटायर टीम, और पॉटर खुद बात कर सकते थे ट्रोसार्ड के लिए जो खेला है पॉटर के अंडर, लेकिन ट्रोसार्ड इज नॉट अ विंगर ब्रो, ट्रोसार्ड इज नॉट अ विंगर। हमारे पास विंगर कितने हैं, विंगर्स, एंड आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट पीपल हु ड्रिबल, हु वन ऑन वन विद पीपल हु टेक। मुद्रिक इज नॉट अ फिलिक्स, मुद्रिक इज मोर लाइक अ लियाओ, वो डायरेक्ट है, दरा डायरेक्ट प्लेयर्स, पुलिसिक टाइप है, तो पुलिसिक टाइप विद बेटर स्ट्रेंथ, दैट इज व्हाट ही इज, बट मे बी लेसर प्रूवन, वो मैं अग्री करता हूं, ठीक है, लेकिन पोटेंशियल ही इज हायर देन पुलिसिक, मैं तो 100% बोल रहा हूँ, रिस्क है, हमने 50 मिलियन एक्स्ट्रा पे किए, आई एम नॉट डिनाइंग इट, बट ट्रोसार्ड इज नॉट अ रिक्वायरमेंट, व्हाई, बिकॉज फिलिक्स, अब देखे मैं ट्रोसार्ड के लिए जाता अगर हमारे पास फिलिक्स नहीं आते, फिलिक्स आ गए तो ट्रोसार्ड फिलिक्स दोनों नहीं खेल सकते, लेकिन अब मैंने अभी दिखाया फॉर्मेशन में, सब लोग करेक्ट करना, मतलब यहाँ पर अगेन याद रखिए, समर में इंकुंको आ रहे, तो व्हाट वेयर यू आर सीइंग स्टर्लिंग, तो वो समर में क्या हो जाएगा, स्टर्लिंग राइट साइड चल जाएंगे और आपके स्ट्राइकर होंगे इंकुंकू, दैट इज व्हाट इट विल हैपन इन द समर। तो मुद्रिक, लेकिन मुद्रिक और फिलिक्स दोनों खेल रहे हैं साथ में, तो दे कैन प्ले टुगेदर, और जब फिलिक्स चल जाएंगे यहाँ पर होपफुली हैवर्ट्स आ जाएंगे इफ ही इज इन फॉर्म, दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सेइंग। Okay, if we go through stats, only Mbappe, Messi, Haaland are the players we should go for. Anthony 85 million, Sancho, Grealish, even they don't deserve according to stats. Actually, no one in the world deserves, bro. खुद इन सच में बोलता हो तो भाई दक्ष भाई बिग अप, भाई दक्ष अभी लंदन में, दक्ष ओपी हो जाए इन द चैट एवरीवन, ए फॉर आर्सेनल, भाई दक्ष मैंने आपको कल भी बोला था जब आप चैट पे थे, देखिए भाई आर्सेनल आर डूइंग मैडनेस, आज के रिजल्ट के बाद आर्सेनल आर फेवरेट्स, लेट्स बी रियल, फॉर द प्रीमियर लीग, ठीक है, एंड आई नो दैट आपने ट्वीट किया है, मैंने रिप्लाई नहीं किया, मैंने आपके ट्वीट देखा भी है, होता है, आई टोटली नो इट, आई टोटली गेट दैट ब्रो, नो वरीज ऑन दैट, लेकिन सेम थिंग ब्रो, द लव फॉर दक्ष इज म्यूचुअल एंड द हेट फॉर द क्लब इज म्यूचुअल, लेट्स पुट इट दैट वे, लेकिन सच में बोलो तो दक्ष मेरा रीजनिंग यही था, यस आर्सेनल को भी एक बिल्ड करना था, एक स्क्वाड, हम एक्चुअली कल एक आर्सेनल फैन वाज इन द हाउस एंड वी वर डिस्कसिंग दैट, फॉर मी जो स्क्वाड बनाया आर्टेटा ने ना कहीं आई थिंक यंग स्क्वाड जो बनाया बहुत एक दूसरे के लिए खेल रहे एक्सेट्रा, कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता है विद दैट काइंड ऑफ इंक्रीजिंग ऑन द नंबर्स, it will probably get worse जो होता था under Aubameyang when Aubameyang was there. तो मेरे ख्याल से Mudryk coming there, Martinelli suddenly would be thinking that okay, यहाँ पर 70 million पे किया है Mudryk के लिए, वो they'll play him, will I get a start? आर्टेटा मुझे स्ट्राइकर नहीं दिखता तो मेरा पोजीशन क्या? I'm just saying. तो कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता है it is not too bad for Mudryk personally speaking that he'll get guaranteed starts in Chelsea. But वही है, बंदा सच में चाहता था आर्सेनल, वो वहां झूठ नहीं बोलेंगे. या अगेन आदित्य, वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ, निजार कंसेला का जो ट्वीट है उसके मुताबिक वी आर सेइंग दैट वी शुड नॉट बी साइनिंग मोर प्लेयर्स क्योंकि हम रजिस्टर नहीं कर पाएंगे. बट आदित्य एंड एवरीवन इन द हाउस, प्लीज टेल मी, क्या मुझे पता है कि यार बातें नहीं चल रही बिटवीन इकबाली, जैसे अभी मुद्रिक आया सडन से विद इन आवर्स, क्या हमें पता था कि हम मिकेल एंटोनियो को ले जा रहे? सच में क्या किसी को भी पता था कि मिकेल एंटोनियो वाज अ टारगेट इन दिस विंडो? हाँ, इन द पास्ट वी हैव गॉट लिंक विद एंटोनियो इन द पास्ट, बहुत सालों तक वी डिडंट नो दैट. तो आई थिंक वी डोंट नो कि राइट बैक बातें चल रहे किसी के साथ. हो सकता है वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट से गेटिंग बैक मे बी डुजॉन स्टर्लिंग, जस्ट सेइंग. मे बी वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट सेंट्रल मिडफील्डर कि यार यहाँ पर एक बात चल रही है कि यार एज सुन एज लॉफ्टर-चीक इज फिट, maybe towards the end of the transfer window there'll be a swap. मैं ऑप्टिमिस्टिक हूँ, लाइकलीहुड कम है लेकिन there's a possibility. अगर इसलिए मैंने स्टार्टिंग 11 दिखाया, अगर स्टार्टिंग 11 बेसिकली सब लोग फिट है अभी के लिए, वी आर नॉट बैड. बट आई अग्री दैट आई एम नॉट एक्सट्रीमली एक्साइटेड अबाउट द मिडफील्ड. लेकिन क्या मैं एक्साइटेड नहीं हूं अबाउट द विंग प्ले एंड द अटैक? डेफिनेटली नॉट. मैं एक्साइटेड हूं क्योंकि फेलिक्स और मुद्रिक टेक्स चेल्सी टू अ नेक्स्ट लेवल, एटलीस्ट कंपटीशन के लिए ऑन पेपर. बाकी प्लेयर्स को करना है. और आई नो बिग मनी साइनिंग्स हैवंट वर्कड, आई नो दैट 90% ऑफ द टाइम्स इट हैजंट वर्कड, वो भी पता है. लेकिन लेट्स, वो करना पड़ता है, मतलब दैट्स द रियलिटी ऑफ इट. वही जबार भाई, वाई स्पेंडिंग टू मच, आर वी टू डेस्परेट? जबार भाई, चेल्सी के पास लास्ट 6 महीनों में कोई था ही नहीं भाई रिक्रूटमेंट करने के लिए. ठीक है, अभी 2 हफ्ते पहले आया, तो अभी यार वी कैन नॉट एक्सपेक्ट इतने क्विक रिजल्ट्स. बट वी आर इन द सिचुएशन जहां पर हमें पैनिक बटन प्रेस करना है थोड़ा. पिच पर तो नहीं कर रहे प्लेयर्स, कोच भी नहीं कर रहे हमारे, तो हमारे ट्रांसफर विंडो में करना पड़ेगा कहीं ना कहीं. तो वी नीड अ मूव ऑन, राइट? तो दैट इज, हम टैक्स पे कर रहे हैं बिकॉज ऑफ ऑल दिस. चलो ऑल द बेस्ट यार दक्ष उसके लिए. तो अंकित भाई, जुबीमेंडी इज अवेलेबल 50 million, isn't he better than Jorginho? He is on form in Premier League, yes, I would say that. बट वही है, जूरी विल बी आउट पुदिन. आप किसी को गारंटी नहीं बोल सकते. मैं तो अभी भी बोलता हूँ पुदिन, इंस्टेड ऑफ पुटिंग 50 million जुबीमेंडी, टेम्प्ट ब्राइटन फॉर कैसेडो. टेम्प्ट ब्राइटन और 20 मिलियन डालो, टेम्प्ट ब्राइटन फॉर कैसेडो. समर में डेक्लन राइस का लाओ, दैट शुड हैव बीन द डील. लेकिन उसके लिए क्या होगा, इसलिए मैंने दिखाया चेल्सी का स्क्वाड. वी नीड टू गेट आउट फ्यू प्लेयर्स. अब बिकॉज देयर आर सो मेनी प्लेयर्स ऑन अ बुक्स, अब जा नहीं रहे हैं और हमारे पास ऑफर्स नहीं आ रहे. वी आर ट्राइंग टू फिल अदर गैप्स, दैट्स व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, क्योंकि यहाँ पर हमारे ऑपोजिशन भी है. एनीवे भाई, आप लोग अगेन आप लोग आपस में बात कर रहे हो, वो कमेंट में हाईलाइट नहीं कर रहा, बट लेट मी सी. चलो, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट डिटेल 70 million plus 30 million add-ons, 8-year contract agreed for Mudryk. ओके चलो भाई, होप दैट मेक्स सेंस. अगेन 70 plus 30 है, याद रखिए. इवन हैवर्ट्स भी 70 plus में आए थे. बहुत बड़ा होता है फॉर चेल्सी लेवल, टू बी ऑनेस्ट, बट इट इज व्हाट इट इज. इट्स नॉट एग्जैक्टली अ लुकाकू को तो आई थिंक अपफ्रंट 98 million था, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग. वही है, मतलब एग्जैक्टली गौरव, दैट इज द पॉइंट. बिकॉज हम सेल नहीं कर पा रहे और बिकॉज ऑफ द फैक्ट दैट इतने सारे प्लेयर्स हैं ना. आप प्लेयर के हिसाब से देखिए गौरव, कल को अगर कोई मिडफील्डर आ रहा है तो इट्स नॉट जस्ट अबाउट पेइंग द मनी इन गेटिंग हिम, इट्स अबाउट क्लब नीड्स टू सी बेसिकली उनको कितना फायदा हो रहा है. ठीक है, सेलिंग क्लब, प्लेयर नीड्स टू सी कि उनको कितना फायदा हो रहा है. मे बी द प्लेयर हु इज कमिंग ऑन, अगेन हमें पता नहीं है, आई एम जस्ट सेइंग फॉर द आर्ग्यूमेंट से कि यार हो सकता है द प्लेयर जो आने वाला है वो बात किया है फॉर विद से टॉड बर्ली, इकबाली और पॉटर को साथ में, एंड देयर ही फिगर आउट कि यार व्हाट इफ कल को कांटे वापस आ जाए, मैं तो स्टार्टिंग लाइन में नहीं हूँ. जस्ट सेइंग गौरव, जस्ट सेइंग. तो वहां पर मतलब देयर इज द पॉसिबिलिटी कि ये सब चीजें भी होती है फुटबॉल में. इट्स नॉट एज इजी एज वी थिंक इट इज. आई नो यहाँ पर टॉड बर्ली और इकबाली तो बोल रहे भाई हम तो फीफा ही खेलेंगे, फीफा मैनेजर ही खेलेंगे, लेकिन इतना इजी भी नहीं है. दीज थिंग्स डोंट हैपन ओवरनाइट. जैसे स्टाइनबर्ग ने बोला है, इवन मुद्रिक का कुछ दिनों से चल रहा था, काफी दिनों से चल रहा था. इट वाज चेल्सी एंड आर्सेनल बोथ इंटरेस्टेड. ऐसा नहीं हुआ है कि ओवरनाइट हो गया है. सेम विद फिलिक्स, आई थिंक पॉटर ने बोला है. तो वी हैव टू ट्रस्ट देम टू सम एक्सटेंट, पूरा नहीं लेकिन एटलीस्ट टू सम एक्सटेंट, इतना ही बोलूंगा. देखते हैं, लेट्स सी, बारसा विल लुक्स लाइक या दे माइट गो फॉर हिम। भाई बारसा फैंस, प्लीज आई वुड से जॉर्जिनियो मैन, ही इज अवेलेबल, टेक हिम राइट नाउ। एक पोजीशन बन जाएगी, वी कैन साइन अ मिडफील्डर, इज व्हाट आई वुड से। आकाश, वी डोंट नो येट। बहुत बहुत लोगों ने पूछा, अगेन थैंक्स फॉर कमिंग ऑन। भाई सब लोग जो भी आए हैं, अभी भी मैं देख रहा हूँ 100 लाइक्स भी नहीं हुए। कैन वी गेट टू लाइक 125 लाइक्स राइट अवे? कम ऑन, टारगेट इतना रखा हूं मैं क्योंकि आई नो लॉट ऑफ पीपल हैव वॉच्ड इट, but can we have 125 likes right away? And people, everyone watching, एक like button दबा दबा जी, it certainly helps। और हाँ, अगर आप मेरा community post भी like कर सकते हो, so people know that we are live, it might be international fans as well, consider subscribing, it's a fan channel for all to see। हम बात करते हैं ज़्यादा हिंदी में, लेकिन we kind of add English in between, so hopefully everyone can understand the language of football। लेकिन हाँ, पॉटर की साइनिंग है कि नहीं वो तो पिच पर पता चलेगा आकाश। होपफुली इट इज, नहीं तो वापस से वही जो प्रॉब्लम्स आई थी बहुत सालों पहले चेल्सी में, वो वापस होने वाली है। Mudryk will deliver something, just mark my words, Liverpool is not in good form, Brighton were toying। Yeah, भाई लिवरपूल यार, लिवरपूल फैंस नाउज एनीवन? मैन, दैट वाज रियली बैड। क्लॉप का किसी ने सुना इंटरव्यू? He said that this is the worst ever. Not even his team. कोई भी टीम का he has not seen such a bad performance at all। बहुत बड़ा स्टेटमेंट है यार वो क्लॉप का। आई नो इमोशनल है बंदे, बट ही इज, मतलब समवन दैट आई रेस्पेक्ट ब्रो, आई एम टेलिंग यू। लिवरपूल आर इन अ सूप, ब्राइटन डूइंग ग्रेट, लेकिन इमेजिन ब्राइटन साइड जहां पर उनके इतने यंग स्ट्राइकर थे, राइट बैक भाई ग्रोस खेल रहे हैं भाई, दैट साइड बीट लिवरपूल 3-0। इट्स क्रेजी। तो आई थिंक लिवरपूल को भी चाहिए मिडफील्डर्स, और यहाँ भी देखो मिडफील्डर्स की बात हो रही है ना, लॉट ऑफ पीपल वो डिसअपॉइंट बाय राइट बैक। वापस से बोल रहा हूँ, फॉर पीपल हु माइट हैव मिस्ड द बिगिनिंग पार्ट, राइट बैक चेल्सी फैंस और न्यूट्रल फैंस, आप भूल जाओ चेल्सी में आने वाला है इस विंडो में। आई एम नॉट, आई वांट इट, डोंट गेट मी रॉन्ग, लेकिन भूल जाओ, क्योंकि मुझे लग रहा है वही मिस्टेक हम तीसरी बार रिपीट कर रहे हैं कि रीस जेम्स फिट होने वाले एक हफ्ते में, भाई तो क्या ही तो हम लाएंगे राइट बैक पर, रीस जेम्स एनीवे स्टार्ट करेंगे, राइट बैक आएगा तो वो बेंच पर आएगा, तो फायदा क्या? तो एस्पिलिक्वेटा 4 महीने निकाल सकते हैं अपना, दैट इज व्हाट दे आर थिंकिंग। तो वहां पर थोड़े से पैसे के बचाने के चक्कर में हमने इतना स्पेंड कर दिया यहाँ पे विंगर में, यू कैन आर्ग्यू दैट, बट at least we have upgraded someone who can potentially create more and score more। लेकिन मिडफील्ड में लेट्स होप फॉर द बेस्ट दैट दे आर डूइंग समथिंग, और कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता है एटलीस्ट एक प्लेयर स्वैप का बात चल रही होगी, इज व्हाट आई एम होपिंग। Okay. Ankit bhai, can you show on the pitch map how can Mudryk play in Potter's plan with the available players as of now, Felix including, like for tomorrow or for Liverpool? हाँ, मैंने दिखा दिया ऑलरेडी यार। यहाँ पर मैंने टीम बनाई थी, आई नो, मैं मतलब फ्लोइंग मैप नहीं दिखाया, दिस इज मोर लाइक अ स्टेशनरी मैप, लेकिन दिस इज द फॉर्मेशन दैट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट टाइगर बीस्ट। सो अस्यूमिंग एवरीवन इज फिट, सपोजिंग सब लोग फिट है आज के दिन में, बेस्ड ऑन फिटनेस एंड फॉर्म, दोनों चीज, दैट कैवियट इज बेस्ड ऑन फिटनेस एंड फॉर्म, दिस इज द 11 दैट प्रोबेबली शुड बी पिक्ड फॉर चेल्सी फुटबॉल क्लब। ठीक है, अस्यूमिंग एवरीवन इज फिट, और मोटिवेशन भी, क्योंकि ओबामेयांग का थोड़ा मोटिवेशन फैक्टर आ जाता है, आई डोंट थिंक इट्स अबाउट फॉर्म ऑफ फिटनेस टू बी ऑनेस्ट। तो वहां पर स्टर्लिंग की जगह आप हैवर्ट्स को डाल सकते हैं, दोनों में से एक को डाल सकते हैं, तब स्टर्लिंग राइट साइड आ जाएंगे और जियेश निकल जाएंगे, बट अदरवाइज आई थिंक दिस इज मोर और लेस द स्टार्टिंग 11। मुद्रिक प्लेज ऑफ द लेफ्ट हैंड साइड, मुद्रिक एक डायरेक्ट प्लेयर है, काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग प्लेयर है, लेकिन पेसी है, स्ट्रॉन्ग है, प्लस ही is good on one-on-ones, so pretty sure he's best in that। Right footer, by the way, for people who don't know, he's a predominantly right footer who plays on the left hand side। Ziyech is left footer, आपको पता ही है। तो I think this is how the formation will go with Felix being there। Again, Felix suspended है लिवरपूल के लिए, he is not available। तो उसमें शायद फिलिक्स की जगह हैवर्ट्स आ जाएंगे, और ऊपर शायद अगर बात करें ओबामेयांग से पॉटर, तो ओबामेयांग आ जाएंगे, व्हाट आई एम गेसिंग। चलो लेट्स होप फॉर द बेस्ट, लेकिन और ऑफ कोर्स मिडफील्ड में कांटे नहीं है तो जॉर्जिनियो आ जाएंगे। Ankit bhai, I have a doubt, is Brighton squad good or Deserby is cooking that should be tried? नहीं, अभी तो जबार भाई बहुत ही मतलब वो क्लियर है कि ईगो बोल दो या कुछ भी बोल दो, बर्ली इकबाली एंड को विल नॉट गेट रिड ऑफ पॉटर एटलीस्ट। हाँ, वो अलग बात है, आज बाय द वे हम वॉच अलोंग करने वाले पीपल, याद रखना, तो हमें डेफिनेटली मिलना आज रात को, वॉच अलोंग होगा, एंड इन दैट वॉच अलोंग वील बी डिस्कसिंग बेस्ड ऑन क्या होगा परफॉर्मेंस, कि वेदर पॉटर का लॉन्ग टर्म है कि नहीं, लेकिन एज थिंग्स स्टैंड लॉन्ग टर्म ही लग रहा है। आई डोंट थिंक इट बी इश्यू, लेकिन डिजर्बी इज गुड यार, डिजर्बी काफी अच्छे हैं इन सेरिया, उन्होंने अच्छा किया, एज वेल एज basically other clubs as well। I think he's done very well। It's just a fact of Brighton already एक अच्छा फॉर्म में चल रही थी अंडर पॉटर, रिमेंबर दैट। तो इट्स अ बिट ऑफ बोथ। व्हेन ऑल प्लेयर्स आर फिट इन मार्च हु विल स्टार्ट, ये तो दिखा दिया था मैं। नहीं, ये ऑल प्लेयर्स वाला ही दिखाया था गौरव, ये क्लियर है। पुलिसिक यस, नाखुश तो भाई आप जाओ। ही इज नॉट अ स्टार्टर, पुलिसिक इज नॉट अ स्टार्टर इन चेल्सी फुटबॉल क्लब, उसने इतना नहीं किया मेरे लिए। राइट साइड मे बी, लेकिन उसका बेस्ट साइड है लेफ्ट साइड, तो वहां पर मुद्रिक इज एन अपग्रेड, नो टू वेज अबाउट इट। If Klopp gets sacked in the summer and Potter can't deliver, Klopp to Chelsea in November, December. Wow. I don't mind that. Pudin, yes, the guy is brilliant. लेकिन let's be real. लेकिन अभी के लिए पॉटर यार, come on, let's back Potter at least for the timing जब तक है। I know अभी भी jury is out, सच में बोल रहे तो, लेकिन let's back him. Mitoma, yeah, Mitoma is absolutely brilliant. He can be one of them जो जाएगा after maybe अभी आई थिंक अभी ट्रोसार्ड जाने वाला है तो स्पर्स, देन धीरे धीरे मैकलिस्टर चल जाएगा नेक्स्ट समर में, फिर मिटोमा जाएगा नेक्स्ट विंडो में। ब्राइटन, कम ऑन, लेट्स बी ऑनेस्ट, इट्स अ सेलिंग क्लब। डोंट से वेगोर्स इज गोना प्ले अगेंस्ट बारसा, आई विटनेस समथिंग अनयूजुअल फ्रॉम हिम, आई नो हिम वेरी वेल, ये बंदा इंसान नहीं डायनासोर है। थॉट्स ऑन मैनचेस्टर डार्बी, भाई आई शो स्पीड इन द हाउस, बट थॉट्स ऑन मैनचेस्टर डार्बी यही बोलूंगा, देखिए मैंने वॉच अलोंग में बहुत सारे थॉट्स दिए, तो मैं डिटेल में तो नहीं बोलूंगा। I think Manchester United were the better team in terms of tactics, in terms of इतना allow नहीं किए chances to Man City. But on the other hand, were they like lucky? Yes, I think they were lucky. First goal, but they made their luck. ऐसे नहीं बोलूंगा कि यार luck से ही जीते, नहीं ऐसे नहीं बोल रहा हूँ मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि यार फर्स्ट गोल जो है 100% श्योर मैं ऑफसाइड देता, क्योंकि जो भी बंदा बंदी है फुटबॉल खेला है दे विल नो इट। अगर आप जा रहे हो बॉल के लिए और फिर सडन से रुक जाते हो जब 1 सेंटीमीटर दूर हो बॉल से और आप शील्ड कर रहे हो बॉल को, यू आर इन्वॉल्व इन प्ले, तो रैशफोर्ड वाज ऑफसाइड, देयर इज नो टू वेज अबाउट इट। लेकिन एज पर द रूल्स, टेक्निकली स्पीकिंग जो रूल्स बनाते हैं, पेटर चेक का आपने ट्वीट देखा ही था, तो वहां पर आई बिलीव सो दैट इट इज डेफिनेटली ऑन साइड जो दिया गया, तो दैट इज व्हाई द गोल स्टूड। डिबेटेबल है, आई थिंक द रूल नीड्स टू बी रीचेक्ड ऑन दैट, बट इट इज क्लियरली ऑफसाइड, जिन्होंने खेला है वो सब अग्री करेंगे। हैविंग सेड दैट, जो डिफेंस थी मैन सिटी की इन द सेकंड हाफ, इट वाज ट्रैश, सो दे डिजर्व टू लूज, सच में बोलूं तो। कांटे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट रिन्यूअल एनी अपडेट, वही ऋषभ, आई थिंक कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता है मेडिकल विच इज नॉट रिलायबल, आई नो, मे बी वो लोग सोच रहे इतना देर कांटे बाहर हो गए, मे बी अभी थिंग्स आर लुकिंग ब्राइटर, होप कर रहे हैं अगेंस्ट होप कि कांटे कम्स बैक टू हिज टेरिफिक बेस्ट, मैं यही बोलूंगा। इसीलिए शायद शायद हम मिडफील्डर के लिए नहीं गए, बिग फॉर एंजो इज व्हाट आई एम अस्यूमिंग, और मे बी जॉर्जिनियो का चल रहा होगा बातें विद सम क्लब स्वैप एक्सेट्रा, इसलिए उनका परफॉर्मेंस भी अच्छा नहीं हो रहा है लास्ट 2 हफ्तों से, तो वो हो सकता है, अब पता लगेगा होपफुली। अरे भाई मिकाइल मिकाइल यस, अगेन मतलब अगेन इट्स टू अर्ली मिकाइल ब्रो, लेकिन क्लॉप एक्चुअली गिव्स मी दोस वाइब्स ब्रो, ही गिव्स वाइब्स। मिकाइल आपको पता ही है, हम बात करेंगे भाई, मिकाइल विल बी जॉइनिंग अस इन द वॉच अलोंग बाय द वे, भाई हम बात करेंगे एंड इट्स अबाउट बेसिकली एक, क्या बोलूंगा, मतलब द वे दैट द क्लब का एक एटमोस्फियर होता है, आई थिंक समवेयर डाउन द लाइन ट्रांसफर विंडो इट्स नॉट अबाउट जस्ट गेटिंग प्लेयर्स, हाँ बहुत बार टैक्टिकली इट हेल्प्स, but it's more, you want freshness, you want team to get say positive competition. Somewhere down the line I think a Klopp kind of element coming in, he imbibes that. फिलिक्स एक आधी घंटा के परफॉर्मेंस से पता लग गया था फिलिक्स वो इम्बाइब करेगा, ठीक है, धीरे धीरे, नॉट इमीडिएटली लेकिन धीरे धीरे, होपफुली वो खुद का खराब नहीं हो जाए, जैसे कुकुरिया हुए, कुकुरिया पहले 2 हफ्ते में अच्छे थे, फिर पता नहीं टाइटा फिश हो रही है, तो वैसा नहीं हो जाए। एज एन अटैकर, एज एन एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर मैं देखता हूँ फिलिक्स होंगे, वहीं पर मुद्रिक भी वो करना है, दैट इज व्हाट आई वुड से। बट अगेन रिमेंबर हियर वी गो हो गया है, बट इट इज नॉट say signed technically on the paper yet because of medicals pending. Is there any chance for extension of Silva's contract? As we see, he's one of the best form. लेकिन आकाश लास्ट 2 परफॉर्मेंसेस में सिल्वा भी थोड़े क्वेश्चन मार्क थे इन माय पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस। आई नो 2 परफॉर्मेंसेस ओवर 2 years में बहुत हार्श हो रहा हूँ, बट मुझे लग रहा है दैट लास्ट 2 हफ्तों में मैंने इतना जरूर देखा जितना मैंने देखा 25 सालों से चेल्सी को, द वे आई सी इट, दैट a lot of players are not playing for the future in Chelsea. Or that includes, as much as I love Thiago Silva, Aspilicueta, Jorginho, Kovacic to some extent for whatever reason, ये चारों को मैं बोल रहा हूँ along with Mason Mount, तो बहुत ही सरप्राइजिंग नेम्स है यहाँ पर, कपल ऑफ देम, लेकिन वो रियलिटी है जैसे दिख रहा है, प्लीज मैं सच्चाई बोल रहा हूँ जो मुझे दिख रहा है। बिग अप to Mikhail, absolutely, see you today bro, actually Pulisic should have left, we don't need noise, we can get Quaradona। भाई एक्चुअली क्वाराडोना अभी तो नहीं आने वाले पुदिन, बिकॉज अगर आप 100 million स्पेंड कर रहे हो ना मुद्रिक, तो आई थिंक ही इज गॉन, क्वाराडोना इज गॉन, लेट्स बी रियल। एज मच एज नापोली अभी बेचेगी भी नहीं, बहुत मुश्किल है नापोली के साथ बिजनेस करना। मुड्रिक इज एनीवे अपग्रेड ओवर एनी ऑफ अटैकर, सो यस आई एम हैप्पी। इफ पॉटर गेट्स सैक्ड, और ये डॉन कार्लो तो वापस नहीं आने वाले यार, आई थिंक टुकल नॉट नॉट येट, मे बी इन द फ्यूचर। नहीं, आंसू फाटी नहीं यार, आंसू फाटी नहीं, बिकॉज इंजरी, वापस इंजरी, आई डोंट वांट टू गेट बैक टू द सेम थिंग। यस ऑफ कोर्स कंग्रेचुलेशंस टू यूनाइटेड, who will be in the mud. By the way, Mikhail, I would love to hear your thoughts on this as well. I know that Mikhail usually is, not very much excited about, us paying too much for players, and he's one of those people who scouts along with me, as in we used to do a lot of the scouting talks, Mikhail हमेशा। लेकिन वही मैं फहीम और चिराग से बात कर रहा था मिकाइल थोड़ी देर पहले, कि इट इज कमिंग डाउन द फैक्ट दैट बिकॉज ऑफ पॉटर नॉट बीइंग एबल टू पुल पीपल, बिकॉज ऑफ चेल्सी नाउ अभी 10th पोजीशन में है, नॉट लुकिंग अहेड, वी आर लुकिंग डाउन, तो पुल इज विल बी मोर डिफिकल्ट। और साथ साथ में आर्सेनल हैव कम अप, तो क्लब लाइक आर्सेनल, मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड बोथ हैव कम अप वापस। तो इमेजिन, ऑलरेडी सिटी और लिवरपूल हैड कम अप, आर्सेनल मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड हैव अगेन कम अप, तो चेल्सी इज गोइंग डाउन, न्यूकासल हैव कम अप। तो वो जो कंपटीशन है, वी हैव टू ब्रिज दैट गैप, और वो करना पड़ेगा हमें टू पैनिक, दैट्स द रियलिटी ऑफ इट। और प्लस हमारी स्काउटिंग हमें पता ही है 6 महीनों से क्या हो रही है, तो होपफुली ये स्काउटिंग समर में लाए, व्हाट एवर कपल ऑफ साइनिंग होपफुली वी डू इन द समर, बट नॉट मोर टू बी ऑनेस्ट अभी। द प्लेयर्स यू गाइस हैव, या हाउ कैन अ टीम गो ऑन सच पोर फॉर्म? ताहा खान, वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ, वी आर स्टिल पॉटर, वी आर, आई एम इंक्लाइन टू पॉटर आउट एज थिंग्स स्टैंड। हाँ, अनलेस वो चेंज करे अपना क्या इंस्पिरेशन फॉर द प्लेयर्स एक्सेट्रा, क्योंकि प्लेयर्स आर नॉट प्लेइंग फॉर हिम, हाफ द टीम इज नॉट प्लेइंग फॉर हिम, वो लग रहा है मुझे। अगेन आई माइट बी रॉन्ग, लेकिन दिस इज व्हाट आई एम सीइंग। तो इट्स अबाउट इंजरीज प्लस them not being as motivated, confidence, it's a combination, plus पॉटर नए नए चीज शुरू कर रहे हैं जो उन्होंने नहीं देखा होगा अंडर टूकल। या राइट बैक मिकाइल, मैंने बहुत बार बोला है लास्ट 1 घंटे में, राइट बैक एज मच एज आई वुड वांट एज वेल, सेम मिस्टेक हम रिपीटेडली करते रह रहे हैं 2 साल से। आई थिंक वी आर मेकिंग द सेम मिस्टेक द थर्ड टाइम। आई थिंक वी हैव टू एडमिट एंड एक्सेप्ट एज चेल्सी फैंस, अनफॉर्चुनेटली, दैट राइट बैक नहीं आ रहा है। क्योंकि निजार कंसले का आप ट्वीट देख रहे हो, तो वी विल नॉट बी एबल टू रजिस्टर मोर प्लेयर्स अनलेस कुछ प्लेयर्स जाए ओवर 21 years of age। तो कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता है आई डोंट सी एनी प्लेयर कमिंग अनलेस डूजॉन स्टर्लिंग इज कमिंग बैक फ्रॉम स्टोक, व्हिच आई डाउट। बट हाँ, सेंट्रल मिडफील्डर पता नहीं यार क्या हो रहा है, मतलब उसका तो आई हैव नो आइडिया, मे बी दे आर जस्ट होपिंग अगेंस्ट होप कि कांटे कम्स बैक फुल फिटनेस बाय 1st of March, वो भी बहुत दूर है अभी। बट एनीवे, लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस, एंड ऑफ कोर्स मीनवाइल कोवाचिच एंड जॉर्जिनियो गेट्स द पार्टनरशिप फॉर्म जो चैंपियंस लीग में थे फॉर सम रीजन, बट लेट्स सी। ओटावियो एंड किंग्सली कोमन, एक प्लेयर्स तो काफी है। मैं वापस से बोल रहा हूँ दैट आई डोंट थिंक आर्सेनल नीड्स टू अपग्रेड द फर्स्ट 11। फर्स्ट 11 इज ब्रिलियंट, दे हैड टू अपग्रेड द स्क्वाड। स्क्वाड में भी एज मच एज पीपल ने बोला है पैनल में, चैट में, कि नहीं है उनका स्क्वाड, आई डिसएग्री। मैं बोल रहा हूँ आर्सेनल के पास है एमिल स्मिथ रो जो फिट हो गए हैं, मार्किनियोस हार्डली खेले, ही इज अ डिसेंट प्लेयर, फैबियो वियरा इज डिसेंट प्लेयर, आई थिंक दीस पीपल हैव हार्डली प्लेड, रीस नेल्सन अभी इंजर्ड है, मैं 4 लोग ऑलरेडी काउंट कर लिया हूँ। इनकेटिया आप बोलोगे he's not that level, but as a backup these players are not as bad। लेकिन हाँ, सेंट्रल मिडफील्डर आई एग्री दे नीड समवन। चलो भाई, कोई नहीं। किंग्सली कोमन, हाँ, लेकिन इंजरी प्रोन थोड़ा सा है वो, कोई नहीं, देखते भाई। इंजरी अपडेट्स तो भाई यही है, रीस जेम्स ट्रेनिंग, तो एज पर रिपोर्ट्स आदित्य ही विल बी बैक बाय द एंड ऑफ दिस मंथ, फिंगर्स क्रॉस्ड। चिलवेल again individual training here from what I understand, he'll be back by next month end along with the Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Wesley Fofana is along the same lines, so Reece James is going to be coming early, let's hope for the best, but let's see। अभी यार मैं वही है, मतलब टचवुड को बोल रहा हूँ, मैं 100% श्योर नहीं हूँ भाई। मैं देख रहा हूँ यहाँ पर हमने करीबन 1 घंटा 40 मिनट से बात की है, हमने काफी सारे व्यू पॉइंट्स कवर किए, आपके मेरे पैनल के, अबाउट मुद्रिक टू चेल्सी, एंड याद रखिए यहाँ पर हम साथ साथ में जा रहे हैं। इवन मडुएके जो है, नॉनी मडुएके, अपने राइट विंगर, आई थिंक दैट इज मोर लाइक एन इन्वेस्टमेंट फॉर द फ्यूचर। अगर हम लाते भी है उसको, आई डोंट थिंक वी कैन रजिस्टर राइट नाउ, तो आई थिंक मे बी वो प्री कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हम साइन करेंगे फॉर द समर विद पीएसवी। और मडुएके अगर साइन होते हैं, आई थिंक हिल बी अ रिप्लेसमेंट फॉर जीएश इन द लॉन्ग रन। वो लेफ्ट विंगर है, राइट विंगर है जो लेफ्ट फुट से खेलते हैं, और जो डायरेक्ट प्लेयर है, तो वो जियश के रिप्लेसमेंट होंगे द राइट साइड, और आई थिंक जियश probably might go in the summer is what I'm saying. Prem Reddy yaar, thanks for coming on always yaar, or of course for the super chat, shout out banta hai aapko 100%. Now that the world knows Chelsea will go for overhaul, do you think you will take a huge hit with the money? Arsenal fan asking. Chalo bhai, thanks Arsenal fan. First of all, congratulations today because of the fact that aapne or gap create kiya because of Man City dropping points. Of course, all the best for today, tonight. लेकिन साथ साथ में मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड गेटिंग क्लोज टू यू, बट ये जरूर बोलूंगा, देखिए मनी का बात होता है ना, आई थिंक आई हैव टू ट्रस्ट बीइंग अ फैन ऑफ चेल्सी फुटबॉल क्लब, कहीं ना कहीं, यस आई एम नॉट अ मैथमेटिशियन, लेकिन मैं इतना बेवकूफ भी नहीं हूं कि यार इतने सारे प्लेयर्स कैसे साइन कर रहे हैं। सिंपल सा मैथ्स है प्रेम रेड्डी, बाकी सब क्लब्स मे बी से स्टार्टेड एट -200 -100 मिलियन, ठीक है, चेल्सी स्टार्टेड एट 0। क्यों? क्योंकि रोमन अब्रामोविच ने कवर कर दिया था पूरा डेट, ठीक है, ये एक चीज है। सेकेंड चीज, उसके बाद जो हम कॉन्ट्रैक्ट ऑफर कर रहे हैं, हर एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट अब देखो, इवन फ्रॉम द डेज ऑफ केपा, जो 2 साल 2.5 साल पहले हमने साइन किया था, केपा के दिनों से हम जो रिसेंट ईयर्स में कर रहे हैं, हम बहुत लंबे लंबे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स दे रहे हैं, बीट अ कुलीबाली एट दिस एज, बीट बाडियाशिले, बीट अ फोफाना, सब लोग के 5 6 7 7.5 साल के कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स है। तो उसमें अमोर्टाइजेशन होता है, तो उसमें क्या होता है, इफ यू आर गोइंग फॉर अ 75 मिलियन से फॉर एग्जांपल फोफाना से 70 मिलियन है, जस्ट एग्जांपल के तौर में बोल रहा हूँ, 70 मिलियन फॉर फोफाना 7 साल में, तो जब एफएफपी काउंट करते हैं अमोर्टाइजेशन में, एग्जैक्टली नहीं बोल रहा हूँ बट अप्रोक्सीमेटली सिंपल लेमैन टर्म्स में बोल रहा हूँ, इट इज काउंटेड एज 10 मिलियन पर ईयर, in a sense 10 million plus salary, like I'm assuming कि salary zero है, obviously नहीं है, तो यहाँ पर करीबन 15 मिलियन पर ईयर। तो आप सोचो, अगर आप से प्रीवियस ईयर्स में हमने साइन किया था टॉरेस को 50 मिलियन में, इट वाज नॉट अ 7 year कॉन्ट्रैक्ट देन, फर्स्ट टाइम, तो वहां पर इट वुड हैव टेकन अ बिगर हिट ऑन एफएफपी कंपेयर टू दिस। सो अब मैं एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूँ आपको, दैट इज व्हाट हैज हैपेंड। ओके चलो लेट्स सी, लेट्स होप फॉर द बेस्ट एब्सोल्युटली। भाई सब लोग लाइक कर दीजिए स्ट्रीम, जैसे टाइगर बीस बोल रहे, थैंक्स अ लॉट। विच प्लेयर्स माइट बी लुकिंग टू एग्जिट, आई आस्क्ड हिम टू डू मोर स्ट्रीम्स विद यू, ही सेड जस्ट बिकॉज़ ऑफ, हाँ यार वही है, शेड्यूल की बात हो जाती है आदित्य, और कुछ है नहीं। व्हेनेवर बाबा इज डूइंग, आई थिंक इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, इवन आई एम डूइंग वॉच अलोंग दीस डेज, तो थोड़ा बहुत वो भी हो जाता है, लेकिन यू ऑल नो इट्स अ फैमिली, एब्सोल्युटली लव देम यार, नो टू वेज अबाउट इट। लेकिन देखिए इतना जरूर है इन टर्म्स ऑफ एग्जिट, मैं बोल रहा हूँ जियश, जैसे मैंने ऑलरेडी बोला, जियश इज लुकिंग फॉर एन एग्जिट इन द समर। मैं बोल रहा हूँ जॉर्जिनियो माइट गो ऑफ, वो जाएंगे समर में। देन मैं देख रहा हूँ, मैं यहाँ पर अगर दिखा देता हूँ क्विकली, मैं आप लोग को दिखा, आप लोग भी बोलिए यार, साथ साथ में आप लोग बोलिए, हु आर द पीपल दैट यू वुड लाइक टू सी आउट ऑफ चेल्सी। अगेन जो अंडर 21 है वो तो काउंट नहीं होते इन टर्म्स ऑफ रजिस्ट्रेशन अभी के लिए, बट अगर मैं गोलकीपर में देख रहा हूँ, आई कैन सी एक्चुअली लॉन्ग रन में, आई डोंट सी एडवर्ड मेंडी बीइंग देयर फॉर वेरी लॉन्ग। मुझे लग रहा है दैट वी माइट गो इन फॉर वन मोर गोलकीपर समर में, नॉट नाउ, समर में वी माइट गो इन फॉर वन मोर गोलकीपर, और केपा वापस से नंबर 2 हो जाएंगे मेरे ख्याल से। एडवर्ड मेंडी माइट लेट गो, क्योंकि ही इज डिमांडिंग अ लॉट एज थिंग्स स्टैंड, और इंजरी प्रोन भी रहने लगे हैं। स्लोनिना कैन बिकम अ थर्ड चॉइस कीपर आफ्टर मार्टिनेली काइंड ऑफ रिटायर्स, मीनवाइल स्लोनिना लोन पे चल जाएंगे, इज व्हाट आई एम सेइंग। डिफेंडर्स में बाडेशिले, थियागो सिल्वा, ऑब्वियसली समर में मैं देख रहा हूँ दैट वी नीड हिम, लेकिन विल ही बी एबल टू मैनेज दैट फिजिकलिटी नेक्स्ट ईयर, दैट इतना तो उन्होंने खुद कमाया यार, खुद खुद को बोलना चाहिए। तो लेट्स बी रियल, मेडिकल एंड हिमसेल्फ नीड टू काइंड ऑफ डिस्कस एंड डिसाइड ऑन दैट। आई वुड गिव हिम द बेनिफिट आउट। चालोबा, एज मच एज बहुत लोग बोल रहे हैं गेट हिम आउट, आई वोंट गेट हिम आउट just because of 3-4 performances, नहीं बोलूंगा, Chaloba has done brilliantly at the beginning of the season, the beginning of last season, तो I think Chaloba people are being very very short lived, और yes वो फोर्थ द बैक में ज्यादा नहीं खेले, वो थोड़ा है कैवियट, लेकिन he can play in multiple positions, याद रखिए वो फ्रांस में he has played DM a little bit राइट बैक as well, वो कवर कर सकते हैं, स्क्वाड प्लेयर में बोलूंगा, इनको स्टार्टर नहीं बोल रहा हूँ। देन हु एल्स, कुलीबाली, हाँ हमने साइन किया समर में ही, बट आई कैन सी हिम गोइंग इन द समर अगेन, या आई कैन सी हिम गोइंग इन द समर, आई कैन नॉट सी हिम लास्टिंग मोर देन वन समर। 26 नंबर लिया है जर्सी, फिर भी मैं बोल रहा हूँ एस्पिलिक्वेटा गोइंग इन द समर, यस 100%। जॉर्जिनो मैंने ऑलरेडी बोल दिया है। कांटे का अभी इफ्स एंड बट्स है, अगेन कांटे इफ यू कैन कम बैक टू दैट लेवल, कांटे आई डोंट माइंड, लेकिन व्हाट सैलरी वो डिपेंड करता है। सेम विद माउंट, लॉफ्टस-चीक एज मच एज आई लव हिम, ही नीड्स टू गो। अगेन द रीजन मैं बोल रहा हूँ माउंट का, चालोबा का, चिलवेल का, जो प्लेयर्स है ना, दीज आर इंग्लिश और चेल्सी बेस्ड ना, कहीं दे अंडरस्टैंड द कप कॉम्पिटिशन ज्यादा, तो आई वुड लाइक टू कीप देम। थोड़ा सा ज्यादा फाइट दिखता है उनसे इन टर्म्स ऑफ एक अटेम्प्ट टू ट्राई व्हेन दे आर मतलब फुली फोकस्ड, वो थोड़ा सा ज्यादा दिखता है, तो मैं रखना चाहूंगा उनको स्क्वाड में। कोवाचिच इज अ बॉलर, ही नीड्स टू बी हियर, फॉर्म नहीं अच्छा है बस। गैलेगर नॉट डूइंग वेल, लेकिन स्क्वाड प्लेयर मैं रखूंगा। जकारिया को बाई करूंगा समर में 100%, चुकमे का रहने चाहिए। ओबामयांग आई थिंक समर में ही जा रहे, 100% गारंटी है, ले लो मेरे से, एज भी देख लो। आई डोंट थिंक इज डूइंग मच एनीवे इन टर्म्स ऑफ मोटिवेशन। पुलिसिक, आई नो अमेरिकन कनेक्शन है, बट आई कैन सी हिम गोइंग इन द समर। मुझे लगता है पुलिसिक अगर फिट है, आई थिंक एक एसेट है, हम सेल कर सकते हैं। थोड़ा सा रिग्रेट हो सकता है इन द फ्यूचर, बट इतना इंजरी प्रोन इनफ है, देख लिया कि यार आई डोंट थिंक इज डूइंग द जॉब, सो आई थिंक पुलिसिक माइट बी सोल्ड। ब्रोया he'll stay because अभी इंजर्ड है। Ziyech will be sold, then I think Fofana लोन पर जाएंगे, और Havertz, as much as I actually rate him more than many people, I know that people don't like that fact, लेकिन मुझे लगता है समर में सोल्ड हो जाएंगे, that's what I'm saying। So lot of overall होने वाला है समर में, लेकिन ओवरनाइट नहीं होता ओवरऑल, इसलिए अभी के लिए आपको लग रहा है कि यार हमने कर दिया है ओवरराइड स्क्वाड को। हाँ, लेकिन देखते हैं, लेट्स होप फॉर द बेस्ट। मिडफील्डर अभी डेफिनेटली करॉन्ड्रो में, नो टू वेज अबाउट इट। Potter leaving the summer. Mikhail bro, come on. Mikhail फुल टू पॉटर आउट हो गया यार एकदम। चलो देखते हैं भाई, पुलिस से काया हावर्ट्स, जीएश, चलो या एग्जैक्टली, पीपल फॉरगेट एमएस स्मिथ रो, ही इज कमिंग बैक फ्रॉम इंजरी। हाँ देखते हैं, लेट्स सी भाई। अगेन ये क्या है, रोमानो इज डूइंग, सीएफसी से समथिंग एल्स, ऑनस्टिन सेज मुद्रिक फ्लाइंग, चेक ट्विटर नाउ। ये क्या हो गया भाई अभी? नहीं, आई थिंक हो रहा है यार, ये तो टेंशन नहीं है, मुद्रिक वाला तो हो रहा है, लेट्स बी रियल। इट्स अ सिंपल फैक्ट कि यार, मुझे लग रहा है दैट इट्स अ फैक्ट कि यार मुद्रिक को हाँ बोलना था बस, और मे बी पर्सनल टर्म्स बेटर ऑफर कर रहा है चेल्सी, दैट इज व्हाट आई एम अस्यूमिंग। लेकिन मेडिकल अगर बोल दिया तो और होने वाला है, तो आई डोंट सी एनी इश्यूज। द ओनली रीजन चेल्सी ने आई थिंक ट्वीट किया है क्योंकि वी नीड मुद्रिक टू लव चेल्सी। याद रखिए, ही वाज समवन हु वांटेड आर्सेनल। मैं एग्जांपल दे सकता हूँ, पीपल से यार मोटिवेशन इश्यू हो सकता है, आई डोंट थिंक सो। शॉर्ट टर्म में आपको लगेगा, लॉन्ग टर्म में नहीं होगा, मतलब वो आर्सेनल प्लेयर बना नहीं था, लेट्स बी रियल। एज मच एज वो आर्सेनल के लिए कर रहा था इंस्टाग्राम में, आई नो आप बोलोगे यार अभी तो बोलेगा ये बंदा चेल्सी फैन है। देखिए, जिनचेंको, जिनचेंको कौन है, उसकी उसकी, उसकी नेशनैलिटी क्या है, मुद्रिक की क्या है, चेक करिए, देयर इज अ कनेक्शन। जिनचेंको समर से एक्चुअली ट्राई कर रहे हैं मुद्रिक टू कम टू आर्सेनल, ठीक है, ही इज बेसिकली व्हाट रूडिगर वाज फॉर हैवर्ट्स, आपको याद है तो दैट इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग। तो देयर आई कैन सी व्हाई ही बीइंग सो मैड, और आर्सेनल आर डूइंग वेल इस सीजन, बहुत यंग प्लेयर है, विद ऑल ड्यू रेस्पेक्ट, मुद्रिक एट दिस एज कितना फुटबॉल देखा होगा उन्होंने, does he really know the history of Chelsea Football Club? No, there's a lot that comes into it। आप एग्जांपल्स ले लो, अगेन डानी एल्वेज बैडली वांटेड टू कम टू चेल्सी, फिर भी लास्ट में उन्होंने बहुत सक्सेस दिखाया गोइंग टू बार्सिलोना। यस, ही वेंट टू अ बेटर क्लब, मुड्रिक इज कमिंग टू अ बेटर क्लब देन आर्सेनल, सॉरी आर्सेनल फैंस। यस, नाउ मॉडरिच, चेल्सी बहुत बुरी तरह आना चाह रहे थे, डैनियल लेवी ने अलाउ नहीं किया, ही वेंट टू रियल मैड्रिड, अ बेटर क्लब, एंड ही डिड वेल। Mudryk is coming to a better club. Remember, we are still technically the champions of the world. Yes, we are playing shit football. Yes, we are 10th in the league. Absolutely nowhere close to Arsenal. ये भी बोलना चाहूंगा, हिस्ट्री में भी we are not as much as Arsenal, लेकिन हमारी है भाई, हमारी भी काफी है। In the last 20 years, we are the club which is something along with Man City have been really successful in the Premier League. ठीक है, तो कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता है थोड़ा तो पुल है, ऐसा नहीं कि एकदम भी पुल नहीं है, और मनी टॉक्स। तो होपफुली स्लोली बट स्टेडीली, इन दिस केस थोड़ा सा और क्विक, भाई मोटिवेशन आ जाए और बंदे को लगे कि नहीं यार चेल्सी में बहुत बढ़िया प्लेयर्स है, बहुत अच्छा है एटमोस्फियर, एंड दैट इज व्हाई चेल्सी ट्वीटेड। बिकॉज अगर फैंस अभी सपोर्ट नहीं करेंगे, अभी वो गाली देंगे मुड्रिक को, भाई चेल्सी फैंस को बोल रहे हो यहाँ पर, इमेजिन अ यंग प्लेयर लाइक हिम गोइंग अब्रॉड, फर्स्ट टाइम इंग्लैंड में आ रहे हैं, इतना ज्यादा प्राइस टैग, और साथ में आपको गाली भी मिल रही है, that is not done, इसलिए Chelsea has tweeted to kind of support him, honestly speaking, so I think that's what is there। ज्यादा ज्यादा सोचने का नहीं वहां पर, just support him Chelsea fans। opposition fans करिए भाई, ट्रोल करिए, टेंशन नहीं है, लेकिन वो ये keep it within limits is what I would say। भाई मैं अभी तक देख रहा हूँ 83 लाइक्स हुए, come on bro everyone। लेट्स हैव अ लाइक बटन यार, लाइक बटन तो ठोक ही सकते हैं, उतना तो मिनिमम बनता है भाई। 220 करीबन वोट्स आए, लेकिन 83 लाइक्स, कम ऑन, वी कैन डू बेटर, वी कैन डू बेटर, कांट वी? 2:45 इन द मॉर्निंग, जब चेल्सी का मैच नहीं है, स्पेशली जब मिलान ने ड्रॉप पॉइंट्स किए। मैं थोड़ा सा ऑफ मूड था उस समय, लेकिन मुद्रिक का आते ही मैं सोचा नहीं, बात करना तो बनता है, एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी रिएक्टेड। बट कोई नहीं, लेट्स सी। एंड या एग्जैक्टली, मुझे ट्रस्ट रखना पड़ेगा। यस, ही माइट स्क्रू इट अप, टॉड बर्ली, एक बाली, बट ट्रस्ट रखना पड़ेगा उनके पैसे में। मे बी दे आर हैविंग एक, दे आर बिलियनर्स यार, मतलब इतने फुलिश भी नहीं होंगे कि कहीं भी पैसे लगाओ, टू बी ऑनेस्ट, वी हैव टू ट्रस्ट देम समवेयर। देखते हैं यार जी के, हैवर्ट्स टू मैड्रिड, आई डाउट इट, वो फॉर्मेशन खेलते ही नहीं यार, उनको चाहिए थोड़ा हैवी मेटल फुटबॉल, तो आई डोंट थिंक हैवर्ट्स फिट्स देयर। तो लेट्स सी, विल सी इन टाइम। मैं तो एक्चुअली, टू बी ऑनेस्ट जीके, द वे पॉटर प्लेज, मैं देखता हूँ हैवर्ट्स को एज अ फ्यूचर इन चेल्सी, मैं देखता हूँ। आई नो पीपल माइट डिसएग्री, स्टार्टिंग 11 में नॉट ऑलवेज, आई नो बहुत पे किया है, स्टार्टिंग 11 में नहीं पे करेंगे तो भाई इतना क्यों पे किया है उसको, लेकिन यार अभी भी यंग है। आई थिंक हैवर्ट्स और माउंट में से एक जन को देखता हूँ मैं स्टार्टिंग 11 में, दूसरे को नहीं देखता। नंबर 10 पोजीशन, वन ऑफ देम कैन फिट इन द लॉन्ग रन, मैं बोलूंगा, अगर वो कंसिस्टेंटली करे इन द नेक्स्ट फ्यू मंथ्स, ओनली देन, जो नहीं कर रहे अभी। Okay, maybe the fact is, Timo Werner also went there, that might be a possibility। भाई चलो, अभी के लिए इतने भाई, आज के लिए दो लाइव स्ट्रीम्स हो गए, 2:45 इन द मॉर्निंग। थैंक्स अ लॉट फॉर एवरीवन हु हैज जॉइंड। ऑफ कोर्स लाइक बटन भूलना मत दबाना, लेकिन साथ साथ में अगर आप नए हो, डू नॉट फॉरगेट टू सब्सक्राइब, इट्स अ फैन चैनल फॉर ऑल टू सी। हम लोग क्रिकेट और फुटबॉल स्ट्रीम दोनों कर रहे हैं आजकल, इवन ऑन ऑलमाइटी स्पोर्ट्स प्लस, हमारे दूसरा चैनल। डोंट फॉरगेट टू सब्सक्राइब टू दैट, और बेल नोटिफिकेशन आइकन जरूर से दबा देना, क्योंकि आज इस चैनल में हम कर रहे हैं वॉच अलोंग रात को। आई विल ट्राई टू डू एल क्लासिको प्रीव्यू एज वेल बिफोर दैट, देखते हैं, लेकिन नहीं तो हम वॉच अलोंग के साथ साथ में हम वो उसके भी बातें करेंगे, ठीक है? और विल डेफिनेटली डू चेल्सी वॉच अलोंग। अगर चेल्सी का अच्छा मैच गया और अच्छा मूड है तो भाई विल कंटिन्यू विद द नॉर्थ लंडन डार्बी वॉच अलोंग एज वेल, लेकिन चेल्सी वॉच अलोंग तो हो गई, आपको पता ही है, विद प्रीव्यू शो एब्सोल्युटली। चलो देखते हैं, नहीं है वो तो बहुत जल्दी हो जाएगा। पहले यार साइन करने दो, साइन नहीं हुआ अभी तक, ईयर भी गो है अभी तक, साइन करने दो, अभी मेडिकल बाकी है इन फ्यू आवर्स, तो लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस। बट अगेन यार, जो भी है, अगेन मच लव टू एवरीवन, एंड रिमेंबर वी आर ऑलवेज अ फैन चैनल फॉर ऑल टू सी। भाई आई नो, क्रेजी साइडिंग, मैं खुद हंस रहा था इन द फर्स्ट कपल ऑफ मिनट्स, लेकिन सच्चाई ये है दैट एटलीस्ट हम ट्राई कर रहे हैं भाई। टॉड बर्ली, इकबाली, पॉटर, दे, उनकी हरी झंडी दिखी तो यार कहीं ना कहीं ट्राई कर रहे, तो लेट्स सपोर्ट देम। लेट्स अज्यूम कि यार कुछ ना कुछ उन्होंने सोचा ही होगा इसके बारे में, उनके पैसे है आफ्टर ऑल, so that's what I would say। बट कोई नहीं, अभी के लिए इतना ही है। we'll see you in the early evening, and of course everyone, happy Makar Sankranti and happy Pongal, yeah, for those celebrating। have a good night, and remember, always fan channel for all to see। thanks everyone, bye।